Hey guys, I don't know if you're like me, but I love Count the Dings and everything it has to offer. I just can't find everything I need. I know about Cinephobe, and I know about the mailbag, and I know about Bomb, but that's all we do, right, Amin?
No, we do so much more.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. If you sign up, patreon.com/countthedings, you'll find a plethora of other content, fresh content, extended content, the OG pod overflow, the Cinephobe cold opens that we've taken and made their own thing to live only there, the Rewatchingtons, Bomb in its full and unadulterated cut, early drops of Cinephobe episodes, and so much more.
Said the OG pod. Now, is it new or is it old?
Mace, I'm glad you asked that. It is a new incarnation of the old OG pod.
Oh.
So it's me, Zach, Trey, Waz, Tom.
I love those guys.
Just like we always were. Going back to the True Hoop days, we're recreating that magic, recapturing it, and putting it back out. We're talking hoops, we're talking pop culture, and most importantly, we're talking for 40 minutes for free, but then another specific Patreon exclusive segment for every one of those episodes.
Funny enough about that OG pod, you're getting Tom and Trey on Mondays. You're getting me and Waz, aka Zosny, on Wednesdays. Amin's floating in between.
I'm a floater.
You never know when you're going to get Amin in those, so you got to listen to them all.
And what if I'm not sure what Mayes looks like? Because I've always thought he's a fat man with a fedora. He's got a weird voice. How can I see for myself what this Mayes character actually looks like?
It's crazy you don't know the answer to this because it's the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page.
What?
The CT5s on the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page, you can look at all of us.
You can get all the OG pods on YouTube too, at Count the Dings 1 on YouTube, at Cinephobe Pod on YouTube, patreon.com/Count the Dings gets you everything all in one feed. You can link it to your Spotify. And now enjoy the show. Nerds. Listener, when it comes to horrible movies, you know that I've got you covered on Cinephobe. We've been doing it for over 250 Cinephobe years. But who do you turn to when you need smart financial decisions? If your answer is our sponsor, NerdWallet, then you're absolutely right. And if it's not, let me change your mind. The nerds at NerdWallet have spent thousands of hours researching and reviewing over 1,300 financial products, and they have the tools you need to make smarter decisions. Looking for a credit card? Go beyond the basic comparisons. Filter for the features that matter to you and read in-depth reviews. Ready to choose a high-yield savings account? Get access to exclusive deals and compare rates, bonuses, and more. House hunting? View today's top mortgage rates for your home sweet home. Make the nerds your go-to resource for smart financial decisions. Head to nerdwallet.com/learn more. NerdWallet. Finance smarter. Disclaimer. NerdWallet compare Inc. NMLS 1617539.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature. Whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes, nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
In France, in the 13th century, a teenager ascends the throne. He seems calm, collected, and as it happens, drop-dead gorgeous. But looks can be deceiving, and no one is ready for the death, destruction, and chaos that lie ahead. Step inside the reign of one of the Middle Ages' most cold-blooded rulers on This Is History Presents The Iron King, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Am I the Jerk is a show where we talk about real stories like my stepdad found out that I have a $4 million inheritance and tried to steal it from me when my mom died. Am I the jerk for how far I took my revenge? Or you might even see a story like this. My mother-in-law photoshopped my wedding photos to change my nose. Am I the jerk for what I did in response? So Am I the Jerk is the perfect show to put on in the background while you're driving, studying, drawing, or just chilling fallen out. And the best part is you can send in your own stories from your own life to be featured and discussed on the show. Just subscribe to Am I the Jerk and you'll see how to do that there via amithejerk.com/submit. You can freely share the deepest secrets of your life because you can still remain anonymous when you send in your stories. So either way, subscribe to Am I the Jerk right now before you forget. We'd love to be a part of your daily routine. New episodes every day. Am I the Jerk?
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this.
So you guys said you were saving stories for today, right? This recording?
We're saving stories for today.
Wedding stories?
You want these people to
These people.
subscribe? Patreon.com/countthedings. Say why? Why should I subscribe? What kind of extra content do you guys give us? Guess what? Story of the Hawaii trip.
Of weddings that were months ago. That's why.
There's a dearth of hot people.
Men and women. There are no hot people in Honolulu.
Get to this bar, and for the first time, I'm seeing the pretty people. And there's a group of them, like 4 or 5. They're right there. And I had to walk through them to get to the bar to grab my drink. And I had to walk back and, sorry. And they were giggling and they were like,
Mi scusi.
and I grabbed my phone. I was like, where the fuck are you?
I'm taking a shit, man.
You need to hustle down here. Zach comes down like 2 seconds after that group leaves. I wanted my drink to be able to make small talk. I didn't have it, whatever. So look at the bar. There's a couple of attractive young ladies at the bar, both dressed in all white.
Yeah.
And I tell Zach, I said, Zach, I think that's the move over there. That's the move. So we go up to the bar. We're about to order drinks. I said, Zach, this is what you do.
This is a brilliant plan.
We noticed one of them was drinking an espresso martini.
Yeah.
Zach, early in the day, was singing the praises of having an espresso martini with mezcal.
Instead of vodka.
So I said, Zach, this is what you do. You ask, is that an espresso martini? She's going to say yes. And Zach, you're going to say, oh, let me get it with a mezcal. And I'm going to be like, mezcal? That's a little odd. And that's going to spark some conversation, right? So Zach says, what is that? And she says, it's an espresso martini. He's like, oh, let me get one of those with mezcal. And I said, with mezcal? Zach's like, yeah. And there's no reaction.
No. So here's the best part. You didn't see what I saw because you were looking at me.
Yes.
So I say, all right, let me get one of those, but I want mezcal instead of vodka. And so as a means turning to me to go, mezcal, the girls actually reacted.
Oh, that's what you said. I didn't see it, obviously.
I saw them both do it. They both went, oh. Had Amin been looking at them, I think then you see you're in. But then you start shouting mezcal at me.
Well, because I thought there was going to be a reaction like, what do you mean mezcal or something like that? And there wasn't. And so a little bit while goes and there's just silence and we're waiting for the drinks. And so I said, mezcal, huh?
He just started shouting it out every like 4 minutes until they left.
Mezcal? With mezcal.
An espresso martini with mezcal, you say?
As they walk out, I'm just shouting at them.
He was,
mezcal!
mezcal! So fucking stupid.
It's a cosmic mix of the action of the 90s combined with the exploitation films of the 70s. But with modern touches, it's hyper-violence, but it knows that it is. It's a little bit Tarantino. It's definitely a little bit Michael Mann. It's kind of a cosmic gumbo. It almost moves to the beat of jazz.
People are genetically inferior, or they're culturally crippled, or they're socially deprived.
How come God couldn't make everyone one color, like tan?
I wish I'd fucked a black broad before I got married.
I could really feel 400 years of oppression and anger in every pelvic thrust.
I can smell horny across an ocean.
Not all women.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
Just the hot ones.
Hello, Oprah.
You're not allowed to go down on me for 1 month.
No, Judith,
Don't
please.
make me take away your masturbation privileges.
Yeah, I'm horny too, baby.
Hey, Chowman, come on down here. Will you want to exercise my dominance?
Scaring.
I'm getting a patriarchal urge.
Set
mind me. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're a team. We work together.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
I wasn't.
Please, goddammit! Just one more drink! I'll cut off your tits with a knife, you bitch!
5 whiskeys? That's breakfast on the river.
Yo, you have to clip it, Maze.
Clip what? A fucking tiger? What are you talking about?
It's not that hard. Just chop, boom, out.
Wow, Maze has a really hard job.
This is going to be the worst episode we've ever done.
My people don't give a ding-dong diddly about what flag fly over Hawaii.
You bore me, Fury.
Where is the microfilm?
It's nothing but a bag of meat and flesh and tendon.
Why didn't they just name him Spaghetti Lasagna?
Fuck, this movie is 2 hours long?
Not the whole thing. This is like the John Gruden emails of movies.
Do you like ducks?
Or a trench coat full of bees flying around? Like, that would scare me. Bees are cool.
That's a duck, man.
No, I get it.
Coolio.
You're the devil's baby, mama. I didn't lie, Annie. I just didn't tell you certain things.
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
An American ninja? What are you talking about? There is no such thing.
You've gotten rich off of the people in this town. You bet your ass I have. And I'm going to get richer.
Coughlin's Law.
Go into incredibly descriptive details of the story so we all know.
Oh, man. I wish I had better notes.
Have you ever heard such a pile of shite?
Once I get a DVD player, I'm going to watch Gallo Walkers once a day.
Come here and give me a squudge.
You know what to do from here, Internet.
All right, cool. Let me Google how to open QuickTime.
Justice is blind.
He's got space dementia.
But it can be heard.
Time to find out exactly what this ooze can do.
Pull a fucking rabbit out of your dick and phobe.
I'm Temecula's newest hard-on, dog.
Hey, look at here. Why don't we eat us a few thousand beers and you can tell me what's buzzing in the big bad city.
Coming at you!
Look out for number one. Set your sights on the stars and the sun. Look out for number one. You gotta push a little harder, yeah.
Enough! It's not funny anymore.
Fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast. We break down the...
What's he going to clip for the cold open for this thing?
I don't know.
Mezcal?
Hey, you want this? Patreon.com/countthedings. He is Cinephobiac.
That and the meth lady.
The honest part.
Honest.
We break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin and Mayes. That's Anthony Mayes. Make sure you're an honest podcast listener. Listen on Spotify, or we'll put fish in your house.
Spotify is where you can vote in the poll, like the poll for CT5 Sean Astin, part 1. Zach, 19.7% of the vote. Me, 39.3% of the vote. And Amin, 41% of the vote. That's the Sean Astin of that episode, is Amin winning the poll.
No, mine were excellent.
All of ours were excellent.
Well,
Spotify is also where you can leave a comment, like on the Masters of the Universe episode. John Chung said, "This episode made me so happy. So many golden dumpsters." And Gertie Formula said, file. Laziest character names ever. He-Man, Skeletor, and Evil Lynn.
No, don't do that.
Ridiculous. For the love of God, get back to John Travolta.
Wow.
it has been a while.
It's been a while.
We want reviews. We want comments. Make sure you're checking out CT5 on the feed. Make sure you leave CT5 suggestions, CT5 lists. You can do that in our Discord, patreon.com/countthedings, in which you get access to the Discord, where you get to interact with us, not Amin. The entire cold open, the Rewatchington events, you get early access and discounts for live show tickets, ad-free episodes, early episodes. Jesus, what more do you want? That's just for Cinephobe. That's not even counting across the entire Count the Dings network. Quit being a bunch of Babadooks. Sign on up. Give a submission, submit it. Reminder, it needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. Recently, Amin had us get totally naked so we could be vengefully arrested with law-abiding citizens. Then we started a new and improved daisy chain.
Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain.
I used prison Gavin to stay cheeked up with the French Foreign Legion in Lionheart.
It didn't?
Mayes used Scotsman to ope our way through surviving 24 hours with the pest. Now Amin is using Revenge.
No.
To give us the night.
No.
What are you using?
$50,000.
$50,000 is the daisy chain.
Now Amin is using $50,000 as the daisy chain link to give us the 1998 comedy Dirty Work.
Buddy Black comedy.
What?
I don't think there's a black person in this movie.
Nope.
Buddy Black.
Is there a black person in this movie?
One of the cops. They show up to the frat house.
Dirty Work stars Norm Macdonald, Jack Warden, and Artie Lang.
Also the guys in prison.
Norm is a repeat offender for Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, and Jack and Jill.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
He had Billy Madison in 1995, People vs. Larry Flint in 1997, this movie and Dr. Dolittle in 98, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, and Man on the Moon in 1999.
He's credited in all the Dr. Dolittle sequels to the point where I wonder if they started reusing his recordings.
Oh, probably, right?
No, he didn't have shit going on.
Jack Warden is a repeat offender for Problem Child, Carbon Copy, and My Guy Ed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Oh, I started chittering.
He's moving up the CT5 list of best resume.
Absolutely. He's just got one dud in there, Problem Child.
Oh, the Ed.
For Amin, it's a perfect run.
Artie was on Mad TV, Boat Trip, and Old School.
Mystery Men, Elf.
Obviously all over Howard Stern.
Beer League.
Rehab.
Nope.
Trailer Howard from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, Me, Myself, and Irene, and Boston Common.
87 episodes of Monk, but Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Yo, I used to watch the fuck out of that show, man.
Never seen an episode.
That's where I got introduced to Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
That's right on the edge. 20 CB to turn of the century, bitch. I feel like that is the definition of that era.
I've seen every episode of that show. We get Don Rickles from Toy Story Casino and repeat offender for Zookeeper.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
He was the frog.
Christopher McDonald from Happy Gilmore, Dutch, Celtic Pride, and Ballers.
Is this his first time?
Yeah.
I was shocked. I went through that thing twice.
Shooter McGavin. Forever, Jerry Jones and Ballers, essentially.
Yeah, and he's the jazz coach in Celtic Pride, and I think he's the stepdad in Dutch.
God damn it, Dutch.
And he's the owner of the casino in Hacks.
Chevy Chase, repeat offender for Spies Like Us and Last Action Hero.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Jerry Mendocino, repeat offender for Homie Spumoni. Rummy Bishop, repeat offender for Half Baked.
Mendocino Farms.
Jerry Mendocino and Rummy Bishop.
This is a witness protection ass cast right here.
That's my nickname out in these streets. Rummy Bishop.
Whenever I hear numbers.
Maze, could you clip from Mike and Dave D Wedding Dates, the rum character?
Oh, God.
I'm rum, get in my tum-tum, and I play the steel drum, blah, blah, blah.
You can run, but you cannot hide, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
David Keckner, repeat offender from Out Cold, Dukes of Hazzard, Waiting, Drill Bit Taylor, Semi-Pro, The Goods, and Balls of Fury.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Boyd Banks, not Lloyd Banks, but Boyd Banks, repeat offender from Jason X.
Same note too, bro.
He's on fire.
Kevin Farley, repeat offender from Waterboy. Chris Farley, repeat offender from Almost Heroes and Airheads.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
George Sperdakos, repeat offender from Cocktail. Gary Coleman from Different Strokes. Conrad Good, repeat offender from Paul Blart 2. John Goodman, repeat offender from Fallen. Adam Sandler, repeat offender from Jack and Jill, Waterboy, Grown Ups 2, That's My Boy, Don't Mess with the Zohan, Airheads, Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, and Zookeeper.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
And that's it. That's what I got for the cast. Ken Norton Jr. Or no, Ken Norton Sr., I should say. Famous boxer.
Yeah. Also Jim Downey.
Oh, God.
And Rebecca Romaine from X-Men.
Yes.
Clip the Epstein thing, please, from Conan.
There are many figures in our society who contribute an enormous amount to our culture, and people who have unconventional personal lives, and yet they seem exempt from criticism. You know, Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish.
I see it.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I see it.
No one, criticizes him, and yet.
Oh, wait a minute.
That is a double standard.
Jim,
it's wrong.
Jim,
And
hold
it's
on.
okay.
Hold on.
Look,
Hold
Conan-
on. Much has been said about Jeffrey Epstein. Terrible things.
No, Jeff. I'm talking about Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Yes, we're talking about the same Jeff Epstein.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I never heard.
Oh, it was a big story in the news. Huge.
No.
Yes, for you to say no one ever
Jeff
said.
Epstein.
Yes.
Jeff Epstein.
Yes, the financier.
With the island.
Yes, he had an island that I've never been to. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, with respect, If there was some news about Jeff Epstein, I would have heard.
No, I don't know what rock you've been under. It was a huge story, and Jeff Epstein I have to tell you, he's gone. He's dead.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Sorry, nice try. If Jeff Epstein were deceased, I'm pretty sure I would know about it. Now, I admit I've not, probably since the pandemic, I have not talked to him.
That would make sense. Sense. He's been dead for a number of years, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's one easy way. Let's call Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, we're not calling Ghislaine Maxwell.
You've heard that before, right? I mean,
no, I haven't.
Well, your tits are going to be blown off in a month and a half. Dirty Work, directed by Bob Saget.
Yep.
What was that restaurant? That Indian restaurant? Swaggit. That's what it was.
That was one of Zach's. That was one of Zach's.
It's more work for Mays. Let's not do that. Bob directed the TV show Jitters, an episode of Norm, and Farce of the Penguins. He's also a repeat offender because he appeared in Half Baked.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Boo this man!
This movie has 3 writing credits. Frank Sebastiano, Norm, The Chris Rock Show, The Man Show, 893 episodes of The Late Show with David Letterman, 168 episodes of Saturday Night Live, 79 episodes of Lights Out with David Spade. Holy shit, that guy's got money.
Yep.
Norm Macdonald, SNL, Norm, and 2 episodes of Roseanne, which I found interesting. And then Fred Wolf, Black Sheep, Joe Dirt, Dickie Roberts, former child star, Grown Ups, and repeat offender because he got some credit for Grown Ups 2.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Synopsis for Dirty Work. A loser finds success in the revenge for hire business.
Well, I mean, look, that's a little harsh, no?
He's a loser.
I don't know about all that.
He's definitely a loser.
Tagline.
Glass houses.
Revenge is a dish best served dirty.
Yeah, I like it.
Alternate taglines. It's sick. It's dirty. It's their job.
No.
Revenge is sweet and surprisingly affordable.
I like that.
Or the last one, they put the FU back in fun.
Generic, way too generic.
Wow. Okay.
There are no FUs in this movie. More than that in the trivia.
$13 million estimated budget, grossed $10 million US and worldwide. Unfortunately, flop city, but it was on TV all the time. They had to get the residuals back.
And also DVD sales.
Before we jump in this movie, you listen to the rest of this podcast. Dirty Work is available on Tubi, and hey man, it's on Pluto TV.
Oh, I watched it on Tubi. I wish I watched it on Pluto TV.
Creator.
I love Tubi's interface.
Dirty Work receives 14% on 28 reviews from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 66% from the audience on over 25,000 ratings. I mean, like the positive or the negative reviews.
Well, Zach, I'm a glass half full of fish kind of guy. Give me the positives.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow. Now that you mention it, it is half full.
Phil Villarreal of Arizona Daily Star.
Give it at Real.
A ribald flood of comic bliss.
Ribald flood of what?
Comic bliss.
Comic.
Ribbled for his pleasure.
Luke White Thompson of New Times.
Lukey, baby.
Okay starring vehicle for Norm Macdonald, but you'd think he could do better.
Oh.
James Roche of Netflix.
Mr. Roche.
I don't think you've done that before, but I swear in my head, I said that before you started doing it. We have spent way too much time together.
It's been 2 weeks.
Way too much.
3 weeks.
3 straight weekends.
I thought about Vegas.
If you're in Europe, I'm leaving. I'll go to Moscow or something. I don't know. I'm out. Saturday Night Live alum Norm Macdonald's feature debut ain't great, but he is. Ed Kelleher of Film Journal International.
Kelleher? I don't even know her.
Thought we'd get a Ellen Kelleher there.
Oh, no.
Attempts to carry on the comedic vengeance tradition with arguably mixed results.
Is there a comedic vengeance tradition?
I don't know.
Yeah, what is that tradition?
And then let's get some user reviews. User Miles M, 4 out of 5 stars.
Miles Morales.
Miles McBride. Go Knicks. It is exactly what you would expect from a movie written and starring Norm Macdonald and directed by Bob Saget. It's stupid, but the jokes are funny, both sly and over the top. Another film that could never be made today.
That's for sure.
User Audrey K, 5 out of 5 stars. This movie is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. Every time I rewatch it, I find new things to laugh at. I love this movie so much, I don't believe I could ever get sick of it.
Same.
And then user Baba, 5 out of 5 stars.
Black sheep.
Oh, have you any wool?
Black-lipped butterfly fish.
Oh, that was from the aquarium on Saturday.
The scene Where Norm Macdonald gets out of prison is the best comedic scene ever captured by the goddamn camera. This movie is a pure gold. If you love comedy and want to laugh, you must watch this movie.
Yes.
There were a flood of positive comments following his death.
Oh.
So I wonder what the audience score was before he died. Negative reviews.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Maitland McDonough of TV Guide.
Do the voice.
Occasionally funny, but all too often driven by the juvenile conviction that anything, even remotely connected with homosexuality, is riotously funny.
Ah, homophobia.
It's got to be a very recent, new, modern thing.
There you go. Joe Layden of Variety.
Scott Layden.
Frank Layden. The outrageousness isn't consistently sustained, and the pick tends to peter out somewhere around the 2/3 mark.
Frankly, I don't give a damn.
James Sanford of Kalamazoo Gazette.
Don't have the fucking harmonica. Anna.
Why does Hollywood think that everyone who appeared on Saturday Night Live deserves a film career as a reward? What's the excuse for showcasing Norm Macdonald, a third-rate Dennis Miller knockoff whose delivery is slower than Priority Mail? Motherfucker. Look, I liked Dennis Miller when he was on Saturday Night Live. Norm Macdonald is so much fucking funnier than him.
So much funnier.
You're an idiot, James Sanford.
It's because they both did Weekend Update. Congratulations.
Yeah, and Norm's was better, by the way.
Yeah.
Dennis Miller's was great. Norm's was better.
Lorne Michaels is not a producer for this movie, which is pretty rare for a SNL movie.
Is this after he got fired?
Yes, this is after he got fired. It's in the trivia.
All right, so then that's probably why.
Lorne didn't fire him.
Globe and Mail. Tasteless? Oh, yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, for sure.
David Kroenke of LA Times.
Stan Kroenke.
A tone-deaf, scattershot, and dispiritingly cheesy affair with more groans than laughs. Brian Webster of Apollo Guide.
Oh, no. It's different strokes. Webster's a different guy.
The jokes just aren't funny, and McDonald's sardonic, non-acting style of acting quickly becomes tiresome. And then Widget Walls of needcoffee.com.
What Walls, Wes?
Are you unbelievable, man?
Unbelievable, man.
A movie that makes even Don Rickles unfunny.
What? No, come on.
I don't know.
That's one of the iconic scenes in that movie.
Spoiler alert, put me down for a file if you didn't already. We'll get Amin's first note, May's first note, and my first note after these messages, unless you are subscribed to that Patreon, patreon.com/countthedings, in which you get an ad-free episode right about now.
And you heard the whole cold open.
It's producer Mays here to talk to you about Factor. It's summertime. You've got vacations. You've got beautiful weather to enjoy. You're always on the go. So you need Factor to help you meet your wellness goals. Thanks to a menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. No matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy Factor's fresh, never frozen, nutritious, great tasting, dietitian approved meals that are ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Make your day delicious by treating yourself to restaurant quality meals featuring filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon. You've got 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. You'll always keep it fresh, have new flavors at your fingertips, and you can effortlessly support your lifestyle to help you manage calories, maximize protein, or simply eat well-balanced meals. So head to factormeals.com/CTD50 and use code CTD50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code CTD50 at factormeals.com/CTD50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
When you listen to Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, the comedy podcast, you learn stuff.
I've been learning to throw a boomerang because this is the kind of thing that really gets the listeners engaged, you know.
Interviews with people who will make you smarter.
Does the amount that you learn protect you from cognitive decline?
Paula, don't that!
Can't people just listen to the show? Can't they just enjoy a delightful treehouse full of information? And I think I'm bleeding.
Join us and be a nobody.
Amin, what is your first note?
Holy crap, this movie is PG-13? I never would have guessed it.
I never remembered it being PG-13 or PG-13. Maze, what is your first note?
So me and Daisy chained off of $50,000, which I thought was fun.
That's a good daisy chain, yeah.
And a good daisy chain.
Almost as good as prison.
But It's not only $50,000, but $50,000 for a heart transplant, which is the exact same thing Hot Rod did.
Who was getting a transplant in Hot Rod?
Ian McShane.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Movie needed a humor transplant. Is what it needed.
Got him.
Good one. You want to say it into the mic, or you want to lean away the opposite direction?
I want to address this. I was gonna let it slide.
Oh boy, here we go.
My actual first note is
here we go.
Mayes thinks you don't know how to use a mic, but what Mayes doesn't understand is this shit is on purpose. Sometimes I'm muttering something as I'm moving away from the mic because it is an Easter egg for whoever wants to actually try to listen to it. But for everyone else, I was like, I wonder what he said, and you just move on. It's not everything is meant to have a spotlight like it's a sitcom. Well, maybe they need a humor transplant. Rah, 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 rah. That's not how this shit goes. If you ever watched Boomhauer on King of the Hill, you might think it's just gibberish and you just move on with the show.
He actually says stuff.
If you have the captions on, you know that he's actually saying actual words. There is no gibberish. He's actually saying stuff. So for the people who actually do the homework of turning on the captions and reading it, they get a little bit extra. But for the rest of everybody, they could just move on. But every time you grind to a halt, why don't you try saying it into the microphone and look in the camera while you're at it and do a catchphrase?
I don't think he talks out the side of his mouth like that, though.
Well,
that's a Drew Barrymore thing.
It's a little bit of a bingo thing that it comes out. It doesn't look like it, but it sounds like it in content, not necessarily in sound. So if you ever catch me doing this like this, I'm doing it on purpose, you bingo. I'm not doing it because I hope people catch this one. What you talk about, Willis?
All right, let's break this down step by step. Amin said this was his actual first note, even though he's responding to something that I just said off the cuff. So there's no way this is a note that he had written down. He says that he does this on purpose, not talk into a microphone, as someone whose job is to talk into a microphone and has recorded hundreds of episodes of Cinephobe where he apparently intentionally does not want to be understood. He compares himself to a King of the Hill character that he just discovered did this in the Law-Abiding Citizen episode. Clip it, Mayes.
I recently discovered, speaking of question marks and not knowing what people say, on King of the Hill, Boomhauer, he actually says stuff.
What?
Because I had captions on. Everything he says is typed out. He's not just mumbling.
And then he refers to subtitles, which you don't have subtitles on a podcast. So what the fuck are you talking about? You can't work harder to understand him unless I put breast implants on his voice. You can't understand him at all. There's no such thing as listening harder. Then he accused me of bringing the podcast to a grinding halt when he was in the middle of giving a 90-second diatribe about how he's doing something intentionally to make the podcast worse. Back to the show.
My first note, Norm Macdonald, top 3 comedian all time for me. It's him, it's Conan O'Brien, it's Dave Chappelle. Those are my 3 favorite comedians ever.
All very different.
All very different. Conan's probably number 1. I think I've enjoyed Conan the most out of anybody. But Norm is right there. Obviously, Chappelle's right there. I fucking love Norm Macdonald. That's one of those few celebrity deaths that hit me hard. I was binging every video I could find with him.
Well, text Ian Carmel here. Zach.
Oh, you mean the laundry segregationist?
About
laundry?
I am an alcohol segregationist.
2 wars. I know that's a different thing. I don't know what popped in my head. A bully dressed like an absolute nerd comes over to Weaver.
It's the 70s.
Says, hand over the milk money.
Dressed like a grandpa from the 50s. This sweater, belt, pants, flared collar combo should be banned.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Derek. And I said, boys, Derek month is back.
Derek.
Hand over the milk money, 20 CB.
I'm not sure you'll spend it on milk. Cut to a shot of him being thrown into a golden dumpster.
Oh, same note too, bro.
That's me, Mitch Weaver. This is my lifelong best friend, Sam. Mitch never had a dad.
Voiceover exposition with a dash of poppy talk is how I described it.
So Sam's dad, Pops, tried to fill in a little. He was a boxer, a real tough guy. We see Jack Warden with horribly dyed orange hair.
Yep.
Horribly dyed orange hair. Trying to make him look young.
His face is so old, man. They made 0 effort.
They're on a pier by the water, and he's got like a heavy bag he's hitting. I don't know what's going on there.
He dragged that heavy bag out to the lake for a little demonstration.
He's giving advice. Important thing in life, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, don't take no crap from nobody. Says I never liked the guy, but he was right about not taking crap.
These kids are ass on with a touch of bingo.
These two bingo kids, lock them in for ass on, maybe. God, I hate these kids.
Kid Mitch wonders where Pops hides his guns. Don't worry, says voiceover Mitch, as we see them plant 4 handguns in the bully's desk as revenge.
Planting guns. TOCB. Even though this is a 98 movie, this is a turn of the century bitch thing.
I actually think 1998 is TOCB.
No.
99 is back to 20th century. Up to 9/11 is 20th century. And then TOCB hits again. But I think we get a preview of TOCB in 1998.
I like this. Like it was a teaser.
Yeah. A trailer.
Yeah. Like, hey.
Kid Sam's orange corduroy pants again. Ban them. The wardrobe in this flashback is insane.
We always did that. Get back at people who mess with us. There was this crossing guard who used to grab all the kids' asses.
What?
Back then, people weren't on the lookout for that kind of thing. Only way to nail that guy was to catch him red-handed. That's where the super glue came in. This crossing guard is ass off.
Yes, he is.
Once he gets his hand attached to Mitch's ass and he's trying to pull it away.
Trying to pry it off with the stop sign.
Hey, look, everybody. Crossing guards trying to grab 8-year-olds' asses. Norm says they got back at this ornery babysitter they didn't like. They take a Polaroid of the babysitter on the toilet.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
After all these years, this picture still makes me horny. I mean, wistful. It makes me wistful.
Golden Dumpster. That one line had so many references for me because I went with, after all them years.
Norm gives exposition about his mom dying when he was 16. We see Aunt Jenny making him motorboat her to help console at the funeral.
Aunt Jenny had some giant purples.
There was a picture of Amin. We were driving up to the resort. The car in front of our Uber had a license plate that said Hi Popo as the license plate number. And so Amin rushes out of the Uber when we get there and goes and poses and goes, take a picture.
I forgot about that.
I got it. It looks great. It's a great pic. He says it wasn't easy because he's not comfortable with expressing his, what do you call them? Emotions?
This is crazy, but I'm having feelings again. Dude, like some kind of 14-year-old kid or something. I mean, you remember feelings, right?
Yeah, I have feelings every single day of my life. Do you? Are you saying you don't have feelings?
He started expressing himself by making little notes to himself. 16-year-old Norm pulls out a notepad and a pencil. Note to self, remember, Aunt Jenny is your aunt.
Analog notes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that notebook's worth a lot of money.
It is. Almost as much as mine. See him now with the meter maid. She thought she was the meter maid that had the right to give parking tickets to everybody. They put unpopped popcorn kernels in the hood of her car as she's driving away. Popcorn shooting out the muffler, and it pops the hood off the car.
I don't know if that's how that works, but I'll allow it.
I think it's a comedy. I think that's what it is.
Maze, you know what? You need to clip it one time from See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Do you really think you can stop Comey?
Not if it's funny. A good comedy, as you call it, is worth its weight in gold. Have you ever read Norman Cousins?
Comedy.
High school didn't take crap from anyone, man or beast. Doberman chasing Norm and Artie. They borrowed his cousin's huge German Shepherd, who also happens to be gay. Cut to the dog humping the Doberman.
Homophobia. Thought that Doberman some humility.
I believe this is the end of the montage position.
Yes.
Boy, those were the days.
But then something happened. I grew up.
Cut to a very tan Norm MacDonald. He's driving a convertible, delivering pizzas.
Traffic is blocked by an accident and a tow truck. 30 minutes or it's free. Exposition on the side of the car. He sprints to the doorway and this ass-on customer smugly points out that it took 32 minutes. How does he do that? He looks at his watch.
He looks at his watch with his ass fully on. Also, 30 minutes or it's free pizza. 20 CB?
20 CB, big time. Give me a break, pal. That free pizza comes out of my paycheck. Well, that doesn't seem fair, does it? Close the door in his face. Cut to Norm telling Aldo a story. So then the guy says, you want the money for this pizza? You tell Aldo and the rest of those sweaty Italian fruits to come down and get it from me themselves.
Hit it again, Maze.
Homophobia. Oh, and he also starts saying all these nasty things about that Mussolini character. I laughed so hard.
Mitch says they should drop the 30 minutes. Mitch Weaver, you're not fit to wear this shirt. Tosses him out of the restaurant.
Jazz and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style.
Tossing is a horseman already.
Cut to a woman throwing...
Nope.
She living, she golden, she lives for me. Says she lives for me, ovation. Who want motivation? She comes round and she goes down on me. And I make you smile like a drug for you. Do ever what you wanna do, coming over you. Keep default smile of what we go through. One stop to the rhythm that defines you. And I speak to you like the chorus to the verse. Drop another line like a coda with the curse. Coming like a freak show takes the stage. We gave them the games to play. So say, I want something else to get me through this semi-tongue kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye.
Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Life.
CT5 soundtrack song, OOLI though. Doesn't make the Hallow top, but you get recognized. You're on that cutting room floor.
Can't knock off any of the R. Kelly stuff.
Or Mason Diddy, also on that list. So
Cut to a woman throwing stuff off a fire escape as Semi-Charmed Kind of Life plays. Norm is walking up, sees all these people wearing his clothes, including a little girl wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey.
With Weaver on the back, custom.
throwing possessions off the balcony, 20 CB.
And that month is back because we had that in Airheads.
Yeah, we talked about it in Airheads.
That's right. That's right.
He was dating Aldo's niece, film noir.
Wow.
Tony Ann.
Tony Ann. Just fucking lazy day.
She gives us exposition. That's your 14th job in the past 3 months.
14 jobs.
I am amazed.
He says, honey, I understand you're upset. Maybe you'll feel better after we have some dirty sex.
She's through wasting her life with him. She paid for everything in the apartment. He says, that's not true. I paid for the popcorn machine as it comes crashing down to the sidewalk.
Who owns a popcorn machine?
I knew someone a long time ago that did, but there's no way they still have it.
That whole scene is absolute 20 CB. The song, throwing shit out the balcony, popcorn machine.
What do you feel about a bar that has a popcorn machine that you can just go serve yourself?
That's fine. Having one in your house seems like overkill. Also, if you really want 20 CB, Norm Macdonald's clothes in this movie. Holy shit.
Every button-up shirt that he's got on,
open,
with a brightly colored t-shirt underneath.
And the jeans are not quite baggy, but also not quite regular.
They're in the middle.
They're loose.
Artie's walking down the street, meets Mitch in front of his house with his popcorn machine. We get, what's up, Fruity? Hey, ass bite.
Ah, homophobia.
Oh, I thought it was ass play.
Well, I thought that too, but he calls him ass bite later on in the movie, so then I went back and changed it from ass play, but I thought the same thing as well.
Deceptive captions, to say the least.
Oh my God.
Captions are way off.
They lied left and right.
Terrible.
Way off.
Terrible.
Dishonest as fuck.
Wouldn't write horror if their life depended on it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we took care of it, captions.
But I bet if an N-word was in there, it'd have a hard ER at the end.
Hard R, yep.
By the looks of that popcorn machine, I'm guessing he tossed you out for good, huh? Says, I passed your car back there, pretty nasty flat, but I think I can fix it. He's wondering if he could crash with him and his dad for a while. No, I'm going to turn away my best friend, so he's got to go sleep in his car. Come on.
Come on.
Norm walks in, he sees a guy on his sidewalk wearing a shirt, calls it out. Guy takes it off to reveal an Andre Drummond level of shoulder hair and back hair.
And chest hair and stomach hair.
Norm says, keep it.
Changes his mind. Talking to somebody else different from you.
Cut to Pops watching aerobics videos with two asses in the air.
I got horny, Jack Ward.
I said, unknowingly, two broads ass to ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, look.
How telling of what was to come.
Shaking his head, then he's nodding. He's slurping an empty bowl of cereal. Sam comes in.
How you doing, Pops? Be a whole lot better if you brought me a whore.
What?
That was me whenever people ask how the wedding was. I always say, would have been better if I brought me a whore. Look, the wedding was beautiful. The wedding was beautiful.
Kick, saving a butte. I thought you couldn't,
Sam implies that he can't get it up and Pops can't, but he got a new magazine, Impotent Old Men and Whores. Golden Dumpster.
There's an article here about home stereo equipment too. It's for you.
Yep, that is on the actual prop. It also has Whores of the Big Ten.
Oh, nice.
Artie brings the magazine over to Norm, asks him to stay with Pops for a while. Sam, you know how I feel about your father. I'm uncomfortable around him. He's kind of creepy. Creeps the hell out of me, to tell the truth.
Sam's got to go borrow a jack. Tension. Needs Mitch to watch Pops.
Norm agrees.
Pops thanks Mitch for spending time with him. I also want to say I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Sorry for Cobra Formula. Well, for being a creepy old man. I apologize, you rat bastard.
Puts him in a headlock. Artie runs in, breaks it up.
I'll kill this bastard.
I can still hear you, no matter how creepy I look. Cut to Mazzetti's.
Let's get reminiscent.
Man, it's all about the memories, man.
There's a lot of reminiscing in this movie.
Reminiscing about when they were young, how good he felt about himself back then. If somebody messed with me, no problem. I didn't take crap from anybody. Can't hold a job. I go out with women I don't even like. Worst of all, I take crap from absolutely everybody.
Same note too, bro.
Things could be worse.
All of it.
Things could be worse. He starts shouting, I could have got my nose bit off by a Saigon whore.
Chris Farley slowly turns around, bathed in blue neon light. You
and
bastard.
Chris Farley's nose looking exactly like Artie Lang's real life nose right now.
That's true. That's true. Do we think that happened or is it from the cocaine?
It's from the cocaine. For both of them.
Says, I'm just messing with you, Jimmy. Slide down there. Hey, Mazzetti, give Jimmy a beer on me. Artie sees a girl he likes. Norm says to go get her. He gets up, stretches to get the nerve up, introduces himself, and then says, an espresso martini with mezcal, you say?
That's my guy right there. Same note too.
I live with my dad.
Mezcal?
Mezcal? Norm sees some newscast position. It's Travis Cole bailed out the city once again, come up with necessary funding to save the Chelsea Opera House.
Shooter McGavin is doing his civic duty. The Opera House is part of the city's heritage. Heck yes, I'm going to keep it up and running. I love this city. And as we all know, I love opera. Slow zoom in on him holding a tiny dog in front of a painting with him and the tiny dog. Right, Spunky?
Norm just starts speaking to himself next to Kathy. Wow, a guy like Travis Cole has a great life.
Why? Because he's rich?
No, because he doesn't take crap from anybody. Two kinds of people in this world. Those get stomped on, those do the stomping.
Where'd you come up with that theory?
Famous guy said it. What's his name? Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Kathy laughs. Mitch introduces himself.
Flirting.
Now we got a frat boy flirting with the broad in the dress.
Maybe stop by the house, check out the hot tub. And I said, Zach, this is Club 520 right here.
Come to a recording of Club 520. Hey, pal, beat it. Why don't you beat it? The lady isn't interested in you, jerk off. Say, let the lady decide.
I think you should fight it out.
Good idea. Great idea. Brilliant idea. I love the idea.
He calls over four of his friends. Mitch sees it and says, oh no, my dumb friend needs me. Kathy's watching. Mitch walks up to Artie, who is pounding his own fists.
20 CB.
Well, Mitch, looks like we got ourselves a fight. Great. It's fighting time. Can I be on their side?
Banter.
Zeddy goes up to Farley, asks if he's going to play a good tune for the brawl. Farley wants to play Rolling Stone Street Fighting Man, but he hits the wrong button. And Escape, the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes starts playing.
If you like pina coladas. Which I don't.
No?
No. I don't like coconut. Out on coconut.
That's not what I heard.
No, coconut.
Oh. But he said Coke in nut.
No, I don't like that either. I'm giving up soda.
Pepsi Cola.
Oh, there it is. That's a sponsor.
I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
Time for the brawl. Artie gets the guy to hit his buddy, then punches him out. Norm asks why his adversary gets a pull cue.
How come you get a pull cue?
Gets beaten with it. Artie has four guys on him. He says they fell into his trap. Chris Farley's yelling to bite their nose. Mitch gets thrown out of a window, pulls out his tape recorder.
Note to self, learn to fight.
Cut to the fighting douches. Getting home to a frat house.
I laughed so hard at the number of dudes that came out of that.
There's so many, and they're all ass off.
They came out of a coop.
Yeah.
It's a coop, and there's like 18 of them.
And they're all ass off celebrating.
Yeah.
Chumbawamba playing as they rush inside.
Yeah.
Mitch rented cop uniforms, makes a payphone call. He calls the frat house, who thinks he's Neil. Jason's bragging about laying a beating on these guys. Messed him up good.
Hold on, I'll go get Terry. No, don't get Terry. I mean, look, the reason I'm calling is this.
Tells them they're guys pretending to be cops, but they're not real cops. They're fake cops. They just robbed a bunch of stuff from the Delta Psi house, so don't be fooled, okay?
Sure thing. Now you go back to doing something latently homoerotic, all right?
Ah, homophobia.
Now Norm calls again. Hello, real cops? I'd like to register a complaint.
You're not gonna call the cops?
Cut to the real cops at the house. Frat guys are being dismissive. Cut to the cops beating the shit out of them. Norm and Artie grab the two main frat boys. Artie punches the main guy. Norm hits the other one, but it hurts his hand, and guy doesn't move.
I've broken every single bone in my hand. I cannot bowl.
What? Really?
Listen to me. There's nothing solid left in there. It's just bloody soup and bone broth.
Cut to Pops watching more aerobics.
Horny aerobics.
Horny.
Norm tells Artie it felt great to get back at those guys tonight.
I mean, you are the king of revenge.
Come on, pipe down. I'm trying to watch these broads work out.
That's not the way you talk to a broad, you understand?
Pipe down, 20 CB.
Yeah, that's the 20C part of that sentence, Zach.
Pipe down.
Pipe down, for sure.
I hear broads every fucking time we record now. What are you talking about?
That's true. That's true.
Zach, did I ever slip up in Hawaii?
No, you didn't.
Called them broads the whole time.
Abroad!
Artie goes get a beer. Pops asks Mitch if he wants to come over here. Not falling for that one again. Thinks he's having a heart attack. It's not going to work. Cut to the ambulance. Taking Pops to the hospital.
Ambulance month is back.
Pops wakes up, Glad Mitch came. Something he wants to tell him. Mitch keeps trying to go grab Sam. Mitch, sit your ass down.
Look, it's kind of embarrassing being physically afraid of a 100-year-old man who just had a coronary. Can we hurry this up a bit?
Pops isn't doing too well, so I ought to tell him this now. Tell me what? Mitch, I'm your father.
Cobra formula.
Film noir.
Pop formula.
And
combination.
Norm doesn't believe it. It's not him. He shows him the picture in his locket.
Look at this photograph.
It's so fucking funny to have that in your locket.
Yep. Look at this photograph's position.
Holy Lord, that's a picture of you and my mom, and you're having sex. Why would you show me that?
Pops apologizes, figures he wouldn't believe him without the picture. Loved his mother as a friend, wasn't true love. They both knew that. Besides, back then, they didn't have these fancy birth control methods, like pulling out.
Oh, God.
I said they still don't have those fancy birth control methods.
Oh. Stop saying dirty stuff for a second, would you? Norm wants to know if Artie knows about this. He doesn't, and Pops wants him to never tell him because he's sensitive. Doesn't want him to think he's been lied to his whole life. He makes him promise him he won't tell him, but he says he can't promise. He has a right to know, and he's going to tell him. So when Chevy Chase walks in, Dr. Farthing.
Let me just say this right now. I've heard all the stories. I believe all the stories. He's an awful person.
What?
But God damn it, man.
Makes me laugh.
That motherfucker makes me laugh so hard.
I still watch Community, and he's fucking hilarious in Community.
His ability to do dry delivery of everything is unfucking paralleled, man.
Mm-hmm.
As evidenced by in this movie with his character. Every line he delivers is so goddamn funny. I feel bad. I feel bad enjoying his work.
No, you don't. Cut to Chevy's office.
That's a good point. I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
And he asked Norman Artie if he's a betting man. I don't know. Sure. Someone was taking bets on your father's bout with death. I'd bet everything I own on death.
It's a good bet. Odds are he'll probably die.
Artie's ass on.
Artie's big time ass on. Jesus.
Mitch consoles Sam. Asked Doc, couldn't you have prepared him for that? Thought I did with that little betting analogy.
How's my son?
He's going to be all right.
Oh,
thank God.
Finally, some good news
There's
from
no
this
other way
guy.
to take that.
That's a great attitude. I gotta tell you, if I was getting this news, I don't know that I'd take it this well.
But you said he was all right.
Yes, he's lost his left hand, so he's going to be all right.
You son of a bitch! I hate this doctor!
He's a very literal man. Yes. That's more the way I would take the news.
Artie wants to know what's wrong.
What's wrong with my dad, as he says, very ass on. And this is very subtle. Chevy's response is,
He's not paying attention.
He's all the way tapped out thinking about his gambling debts. Oh, shit. That shit was funny. Golden dumpster.
Dad needs a heart transplant. Age makes him a low priority. Hey, was Pops a famous athlete or a rock star?
Nope.
He was a boxer, but he wasn't famous. Sorry, no heart there. But for $600, I could sell you a fully adjustable hospital bed.
Are you crazy? I don't need a bed.
Playing hardball, are you? Okay, $550.
There's a little chuckle. Like, playing hardball.
Artie gets upset with his ass on, storms out. Chevy tells Norm he can help him, has Norm sit back down. Explains, I'm sorry, but I'm a compulsive gambler. I know there's nobody to blame but myself. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Buffalo Bills or the Boston Red Sox or Mr. T or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T. Are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3?
And you bet against Rocky.
Hindsight's 2020, my friend. Point is, I'm in trouble. Deep trouble.
Doc offers to bump him up the list if they pay $50,000.
Did you say $50,000? Says no. I whispered $50,000 and I need it in 2 weeks.
It's funny, Zach. My note was, did you say daisy chain activation?
Oh.
No, I whispered daisy chain activation.
Daisy chain activation.
He's given these bookies practically everything he has. Cut to Artie and Norm on the roof.
We have boarded the plane, but the runways have not cleared.
We're not even close.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
Cut to Artie and Norm on the roof. Norm says his mom used to tell him all the lights in the sky were stars burned out millions of years ago. Something can be one way you think all your life, and then it's completely different.
Mommy talk, astronomy's position. Someone yells off screen, and Amin's golden dumpster of the episode, I'm gonna kill you, asshole. Mitch wonders if Sam is pissing off the side of the building. Sorta.
Artie says he's going crazy over Pops. He's gonna die. Norm says they'll get the money.
$50,000 in 2 weeks? Come on!
Sister Carol will send $2,000. Where does he get the rest? He's gonna try. Maybe get a job, pay off in installments. He's gonna help every step of the way. Guy gets on the roof covered in piss.
Dripping wet.
He's drenched.
They run off.
Fire hose.
Fucking Norm McDonald says, man, that was a hell of a piss. And I said, same note too, bro.
Comedy.
How much you drink? Then there's Artie laying.
Cut to Artie looking for stuff in the newspaper.
He's not looking at the help wanted section. He's looking at the buy and sell ads.
I sell something.
Drive by a line of people waiting for a movie. Sam drops trow and moons the line as Mitch honks the horn. But they stop in front of the theater. Mitch gets out, leaving Sam to awkwardly make eye contact with everyone who just saw his asshole.
He's supposed to keep driving.
Mooning. 20 CB?
I think so.
Do people still moon?
I don't know what kids are doing these days.
Jackie mooning.
Honeymooning. I believe we have a job montage.
What?
And we're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
Construction jargon on this construction site. They lied on their resume.
So much jargon.
Know nothing about construction. You're fired.
I thought Zach for sure was going to be like, oh, that's true. You do need a 90-degree easement and all that stuff.
I know how to build IKEA furniture expertly. I'm not a carpenter, though. Not a construction worker.
So is that famous guy. What's his name? Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus.
They go to the clinical testing facility, $50 to eat brownies. Chance of side effects.
This is when Mitch calls Sam ass bite. Callback.
Artie's housing them. Norm takes a small bite. Artie feels a slight itch, maybe not. Norm is sweating and busted out in hives. Looks over, he sees Gary Coleman in the passenger seat. Adam Sandler, aka the devil, is roasting a pig in a pit of fire surrounding the car. And he's being very Billy Madison.
Oh, I thought there was another word for that, Zach.
Cross-eyed, chanting and gibberish.
He was being very bingo.
Well,
is the word you're looking for.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, bingo. We eat the pig and then together we burn. Burn.
What you talking about, Satan?
Come with me. You belong with me. Burn. Burn.
This is the hell with that job. Who wants to be itchy anyway?
Cut to Don Rickles' movie theater, lining up his staff. Members of the national office are coming tonight for their inspection. He's going to explain his management style for the new guys. Involves fat shaming Artie Lang.
Why don't you work at a zoo and stop bothering people? It gets me every time.
You got a call from Baskin Robbins. They said they're down to only 5 flavors. You're swelling up as I talk to you.
Oh, wow.
He starts talking the ice cream inside Artie's stomach.
Mitch laughs and Rickles mocks his laugh. What are you laughing at? Because I called your friend a fat pig? You think that's funny?
Oh, no. I was just laughing earlier when you were talking to his belly.
Why don't you get a horse and live in the mountains someplace and don't bother anybody? Got a personality like a dead moth.
Announces the fun's over. Anybody who messes this up will be fired.
Your life is over. I'll see to it that you never work again and that you wind up tearing tickets off in Kuwait.
Then does some sounds.
Clip it. Or don't.
Please clip it.
Oh. Or Louis Pinnock.
And everybody's sucking sand.
I'm sorry. That shit was funny.
Now you the ignorant motherfucker.
Nobody messes up. Norm can't believe he's going to be their boss. They should be expected to screw him over now. Kevin Farley says they all thought the same thing on their first day, but nobody ever does anything about it. Guy says he won't help because he needs a job, but if they screw over Rickles, they'll give him $10. Someone else says 20. Rickles is kissing ass one of the national people. He's going to get someone a beverage. Norm and Artie mess with the projector. 1, 2, 3. Look away. The screen says, Men in Black would like to have sex with each other. This is an all-time disembodied voice performance.
For sure.
Look, an alien.
Yeah, we better have sex with each other.
Mitch and Sam are still covering their eyes. Note to self, Sam just looked at the screen. Sam starts a protest. He's making sure the reel has it.
Hey, this alien looks just like a hot guy.
You're right. You better have sex with it, too.
Homophobia.
Rickles gets the concessions from Kevin Farley, calls him a dummy. He gets run over by a stampede of people flooding in the theater.
Suit guy tells him, Hamilton, you're through.
Workers are congratulating and paying them. Says he should do this stuff for a living. And boys,
ladies and gentlemen,
everybody hold on to your butts.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the look of a plot liftoff right there.
Those already they made a wad of cash for revenge. Open revenge for hire business. They'd be the first.
Revenge! I'm telling you, I've never heard of a revenge for hire business. Exactly, we'd be the first. For every genius business idea, there's got to be a first. Like the guy who first thought of delivering pizza to people's houses. Or the guy who invented crack.
Who's going to hire us? Oh, Sam, I have a feeling people are going to pay us a lot of money to do their dirty work.
He said it. He said it.
He said it.
They said it.
Cut to a storefront. Dirty Work Inc.
Immediately.
He signed it. Revenge for hire. Mitch is talking to the landlord, who I did not think would come back.
Yeah.
And be a character in this movie about rent being on time or else punched to the stomach.
If that ever comes up, that's Sam's department. Artie walks up. What? Oh, yeah, that's me. You didn't hear what he said?
Mitch sees Kathy across the street. He calls her Mildred.
Mildred.
He knows he's Mitch.
Mildred.
You didn't forget her name. You just never told me, so I just guessed.
Novel approach.
Got to use that one.
She asked how the fight with the frat bros turned out. We kicked their ass. I was punching one guy and I was kicking the other guy and I threw this other guy through a plate glass window.
Really?
Sort of, except the exact opposite.
Don't you think it's kind of silly for grown men to fight?
Are you kidding? You ever seen that movie Kickboxer? They're all grown men.
Future cinephobe.
So where are we going? Your apartment or something?
She chuckles. No.
It's great banter.
Back to work. She works at Phillips Motors. What are you, a dirty car salesman? No. I'm a dirty accountant.
Keckner yells at her to get her ass in there. Break is over.
Keckner is literally from the goods.
Who's that dude? Anton Phillips, the owner.
Doing a live TV commercial tomorrow.
That is always a thing in TV and movies of the 20CB.
I think they did that in the 80s and 90s.
I don't think they did.
I think car dealerships did it.
I don't think anyone's ever done live TV commercials because what's the point?
Because it's quirky.
It's a hospital talent show, you're telling me.
Yes.
No, every once in a while they do live TV episodes of sitcoms. It's that kind of thing.
There's no artistic value for a commercial.
Well, there is value for Mitch in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's very helpful for him.
He's got an idea for the live TV commercial. Cut to him and Artie with prostitutes.
14 scantily clad broads.
Okay, settle down, prostitutes. Now, understand that you each get $20, and this requires no sex. No sex at all, regardless of what this character tells you.
Sam is staring off angrily, mad that they spent the $2,000 from his sister on this office and then wasted the rest of it so Mitch can impress Kathy.
No. This isn't for her.
This is how we get a free commercial for dirty work on live TV. Cut to the live commercial. Keckner showing his batch of luxury automobiles, showing a caddy.
I did like the detail that it's in the middle of the Channel 11 movie matinee. Cheap airtime to have a live commercial.
Norm walks up and interrupts. That trunk looks kind of small there.
Starting to get angry, but then he remembers he's on live TV. Says the trunk's fine. It's a big trunk. He opens it up.
Whoa. You got a dead hooker in the trunk.
Hello, exposition.
Keckner says it can't be. Start arguing about dead hookers.
You know what's funny? They didn't really need hookers.
No.
They just needed women.
Nah. He's an honest revenger.
Hookers is a horseman, so it did need to be hookers.
Yeah, it was. It was a dead hooker. Pal, I know a dead hooker when I see one.
Sam has all the keys. He's popping trunks left and right. More dead hookers. I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
I have.
Lord knows I have.
There's a guy. Wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
They're watching him as Eddie's. Look, it's Mitch on TV. Farley says, yeah, there he is. And there's the Saigon whore that bit my nose off.
Keckner is spiraling, trying to shut trunks. Fully loaded.
They're fully loaded with dead hookers.
Don't shoot this. This isn't part of the commercial.
Some jerk making your life miserable. Want revenge? Call 555-0187. Let us do your dirty work.
He said it. He said it.
The oversized nature of the shirt. It's a short sleeve button up shirt, but it comes down literally to his forearms.
Farley runs up, says, time to pay the fiddler whore. And he chases off the Saigon whore.
Yep.
Broad.
Abroad.
Cut to the hospital.
Chevy Chase's arm being in a sling is such a fucking perfect.
It's a great detail. Doc, if that stethoscope is as cold as it was yesterday, I'm going to shove it right up your ass. Oh, vital signs normal. Artie and Norm walk in, tell them about the commercial.
Hey, Pops, what are you two fruits up to?
Homophobia.
Is his response.
They think they found their calling. Pop says when he was their age, he found his calling.
Oh, yeah? Is that when you became a boxer, huh?
No, it's when I started working the Stag Films. Stag Films 20CV.
Wait till you hear the trivia of what that line was originally.
Okay. Artie's going to go find the doc. Norm says he's made up his mind. He's going to tell Sam. Pops immediately squeezes Norm's junk.
Or not.
Have you ever been grabbed by the nuts?
Grab? No. I've been hit.
Nut tap, you're talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Maze?
Not for free.
Yeah, they can't reach up that far.
I mean,
they got to get one of those platform lifts like
cherry picker.
Hard hats and shit.
I mean, no.
I just asked the questions, guys.
Mitch, I would appreciate if you didn't tell Sam. He might react badly, and I wouldn't want anything to break up our relationship before I do.
Repeated dong grabbing and twisting. Mitch lips off. Note to self. Forget about fathering children.
That's 20CV, man. That used to be an easy joke in sitcoms.
You get hit in the balls, you got to go high note.
Walks up to Artie and Doc. He asks Artie, any bleeding? Only when I sit down. Ouch.
The tail end of whatever that conversation Was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man.
Norm asked what happened to his arm. Not sure. It's either from sleeping on it the wrong way or the bookmaker's throwing me out of a speeding car. Did you get the 50 grand?
Sam proposes getting some of the money in 2 weeks and paying the rest in installments.
Chevy Chase says in a very quiet, calm voice, no. Again, the delivery is fucking...
Doc rejects it. Only 9 days left. Might I suggest kidnapping the child of a celebrity?
Artie says he appreciates Norm working so hard to save Pops. He's got something to tell him.
Mitch is about to come clean but can't follow through. He says Pops is a good man. Sam tells Mitch he's his best friend, tries to hug him.
Okay, keep your distance, Liberace.
Reference.
Homophobia.
Kathy comes in angrily. She calls it a disgusting stunt. Sam tells Kathy that Mitch likes him, then stands in the corner. Anton had to sell the dealership. Kathy's out of a job. A little person walks in as Kathy calls his company awful. And putting prostitutes in the trunks of cars? God, that is just so... Little person in a yellow suit finishes her sentence. Cool! Coolest thing ever!
I love that Norm looks around up high. Huh?
With his ass on, though.
Congratulations. Now you're famous for being a jerk. Storms out.
Artie says he wishes a girl would look at him the way she looks at Norm. She doesn't hate him. She's just mad at him. There's a difference. Mad because she likes you so much.
The little person is short, not invisible, and wants some help. Cut to a circus.
Carnival.
Yes, sir.
That's a carny, my friend.
That's where you find a bearded lady.
What's the other thing that scares you?
Carnies.
What?
Circus folk. Nomads, you know. Smell like cabbage. Small hands.
Heather is an abusive drunk. She calls him names. She hits him. Your classic dwarf hater.
That is Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Ugh.
Move over, short stuff. She pushes him off the box.
Flirts with Mitch.
Hey, baby, you ever had a chick with a beard before?
Can't say that I have there, bearded broad.
Well then, sugar, you haven't lived.
Note to self, I don't want to live. Guys, if Rebecca Romaine Stamos came on to you, but she had a beard, yes or no?
I'll intertwine my beard with hers. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. That's disgusting.
Well, I think it's pretty funny given the way that they decided to get revenge on her.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Darn.
I mean, they ruined her career.
That's her livelihood.
Sure.
Now she's just a hot chick. And OnlyFans hasn't been invented yet. She'll be in her trailer. If he wants it, come and get it. Already asked if that goes for him too. Heather wakes up and her face is completely smooth and they're spray painting over the bearded on the trailer.
No beard.
Another guy's mad about these loud guys and it's unbearable to live next to that house. Norm says he'll make it unbearable to live in that house. They're hiding fish all over the house, in the laundry, in the drawers, in the plants, in the bed, in the stereo.
In the VCR.
This is how Time Cop should have gone.
Hiding fish?
Well, I mean, just saying, like, you know how they have all these different, you know, revenge for hires.
Maze, I heard this exact same speech in Hawaii.
Yeah. Look, man. It really made me think of Time Cop a lot, man. I was thinking about Time Cop a lot over the last week or so, I guess. The other thing I was going to ask is, what's the worst prank you've ever either been a victim of or performed?
Well, I told you guys about the upper decking.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean?
The short version of the story, ladies and gentlemen, is my buddy catfished one of our friends with a real girl. He ends up going and confronts the real girl like, oh, let's be together, whatever. And she's like, I've spoken to you once my entire life. And so heartbroken, he comes to our apartment. Who would do such a thing or whatever? And the person he's looking for consolation from is the person responsible for all this shit. And he's like, yeah, it's weird. Who would do such a thing? You got to tell him. You got to tell him. He's like, okay. And then he tries to tell him by creating a new catfish account.
Oh, no.
It was fucking awful, man. But also hilarious.
The guys in the house come home.
God damn, 5 dudes? Oh my God, 5 dicks? Damn!
They rush into a side room. They bring in a full suitcase of cocaine.
Yep, everybody goes home to do their drug deals.
Yeah.
This is exactly how drug deals go.
One of them smells fish.
Yeah.
It smells like fish in here. What is that, some sort of signal? You wearing a wire?
Guns drawn.
No, you're a damn cop.
Show these guys what we do to cops. Say hello to the devil for me.
So they're standing there off in the side room, holding up fish with this dumb smile on their face. And then everything is disembodied, right?
Disembodied voices.
And you hear gunshots.
This has to be Amin's golden dumpster.
Make the gun fight like the devil himself. Now you're killing me with a chainsaw. He took away my chainsaw.
I used it to cut firewood.
And now he's using it on me.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
My God. Is that a hand grenade? We hear an explosion. Norm drops the fish. He looks in the room. Good Lord, we got to get out of here. Artie's still hiding fish. Then every step they take, you hear this squishing sound.
Squish.
Oh my God.
Great Foley work.
Neighbor runs in who complained and hired them. Yells, the noise got to stop. I never asked you to do this.
Ass on for that, neighbor.
Ed, we gotta go. Can you pay us now? 6 days left. They only have $400.
Yep. Still need 50K.
There's a message. It's Rickles calling for Fatso. Saw the commercial. Fat. Sweating marbles.
Phone rings again. Right as Sam smashes it, Mitch picks up the pieces of the broken phone to answer the call.
Great physical comedy of him trying to answer the phone by holding the wires together and all that.
No, I can hear you. Must be your phone. Sure, we'll be right over.
It's an old lady whose house is going to be turned into a parking lot to make sure that none of Travis Cole's friends have to park their Mercedes on the street. Lived in this house for 62 years. Bulldozer's coming tomorrow.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
No.
No.
I have a plan.
Oh.
Golden Dumpster.
Artie Lang tags with like, oh, cut to the bulldozer.
Military march. Popcorn comes out the spout.
Popcorn.
Cops walking up to the office. Either a trick and they're walking into a trap, or the single dumbest act in the history of crime.
Cut to Artie and Norm getting locked in jail. Artie wants to know how they'll make bail. It's going to be left to rot. Norm says, I'm not worried about the rotting right now. Worried about something else.
Homophobia.
No, this ain't homophobia, buddy. This is different. It's not like gay people like going to prison to get raped.
Oh,
well, put that in the intro, man.
Supercharge that one.
Don't supercharge it. I'm not saying there's not a gay person in the world who's like, yes, send me to jail. Oh, all the unlimited sex. No, it's rape, ladies and gentlemen. No one wants that.
We're in prison with prisoners. So what? You know what prisoners do to each other all the time? You don't know? No. He starts whispering in his ear. Artie's just confused.
Artie Lang is extremely ass on for this entire movie, but this scene, he's so ass off at someone being told something that they're not totally believing.
He's like, I never heard of that. How could you never heard of that? That's what prisons are most famous for. If 3 prisoners walk up, all right, let's go. Not you, Tubby. You sure you don't want him to? We get newscast position about the popcorn and the bulldozer prank. Travis Cole and his goons see the mugshot of Norm and Artie. Reporter asks if this is mischief or a heroic act of civil disobedience.
The old lady says they're heroes. If Mitch and Sam are heroes, then who's the villain?
Hello, exposition.
Many would say millionaire real estate mogul Travis Cole.
Thank you for connecting those dots for us.
Because we weren't sure.
He turns off the TV. Damn it. That looks bad.
Sends one of his suits to wait outside. It's Jim Downey.
It's Martin.
By the end of the day, I'd like Martin jobless, homeless, penniless, and hairless.
Back in prison, Mitch is pulling up his pants.
You fellas have a lot of growing up to do, I'll tell you. Ridiculous.
There's no interruption. It's just a couple of beats, and then he keeps going. It is classic fucking Norm Macdonald.
Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Can you believe these characters? Way out of line, way out of line. Have a good mind to go to the warden about this. You know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. You know? That's what hurts the most. Except for the other thing. That hurts the most, but the lack of respect hurts the second most.
Way out of line.
Way out of line. Way out of line.
Then they're immediately free to go.
He drops one more.
Ridiculous.
It reminded me of Hall Pass. Very disappointed, gentlemen. Very disappointed.
By the way, the entire weekend, Amin thought we were caught on camera like it was Hall Pass.
We're talking crazy. Every time we turn around, there's a camera right there.
We were talking crazy.
Wow, shit, man. You were talking crazy.
I was just talking about Jurassic Park. Travis Cole's outside the police station talking to reporters.
Owes the old lady his deepest apologies. He drops all charges against Mitch and Sam. Not criminals, but heroes. All 3 of us are going out for popcorn.
Spunky barks.
I think he's got his thumb up that dog's ass.
Okay, Spunky, you can come too. Cole says he has a job for them. Considering your recent exploits as professional mischief makers, I think you may be able to help me. Some low-income housing he owns. His way of giving back to the community. Criminal element is in there now.
Reared its ugly head in the form of drug dealers, gangs, and even a house of prostitution.
Norm tells Artie, I'm telling you, he's doing that dog.
And seamlessly transitions that to, why don't you get the cops to get him out?
Not that simple. They're paying their rent on time. Police can't do anything. So once Norm and Artie to get the place condemned, everyone will be evicted legally. He'll fix it up, rent out to honest, hardworking people.
I mean, doesn't it seem like, by the way, he's definitely doing his dog, but doesn't it seem like we're in over our heads here?
Norm says they'll do it for $50K. Cole agrees. They go to Pops, tell him the good news.
Good news, Mr. McKenna.
All right, boys, bring on the whore.
No, it's not a whore. We're going to get you the $50,000 for your heart transplant.
Well, that's good, too.
We don't have the heart money yet, Pop.
Yeah, but it's a sure thing.
Dr. Farthing wants a word with Artie. Pop makes sure that Norm didn't tell him, but he wants to, and he can't promise he won't. Pop reaches for the photo album. Norm dives out of the way because he thought he was going for his junk.
What are you so jumpy about?
I don't know. Maybe it's your lifelong pattern of random assault.
Pops goes,
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
winning a medal, shaking hands with Eisenhower. Then gets to Mitch's mom's, giving him a, jeez.
Sorry. That's Sam's mom, Irene.
Now Mitch wants to look.
Artie's going over vitals. He notices that Dr. Farthing is in a boot. Doc, what happened to your foot?
What I don't understand is when you owe a bookie a lot of money, and when he, say, blows off one of your toes, you still owe him the money.
Doesn't seem fair to me. He's still going to kill me in 4 days. Artie tells him they'll have the money for him. Oh, thank God. I mean, that's good news, Sam.
He breaks for a second.
Norm's explained to Artie now they go in, wreck the joint to get the building condemned, and Pops is saved.
Did you just call him Pops?
Now they're running, passing out flyers. They're spraying for termites for 24 hours this weekend. Cut to DWHQ.
He's thinking and taking some analog notes. Kathy comes in. What havoc are you planning to wreak now?
Now he's in front of some blueprints like he's John Tafford. Yes. He says 24,000 cars pass by this low-income housing building every day. We have median income of 29,000 in that community. I want to make everything upscale cocktails, bring a better clientele.
No, Zach. No. He says medium income, 29,000. This is a working class community. That means we've got to get good value, a strong drink program, and cheap easy food.
Nothing over $7.99.
Yeah, exactly.
She was looking for him, saw they saved that woman's house. Turns out they can use their power for good instead of evil.
Evelyn
asked Mitch to walk her to her grandmother's place. Cut to the walk. Note to self. Mitch was right. No, he wasn't. Too late. Already on tape.
Banter.
And guess what? Film noir.
Oh.
Her grandma lives in the building. He's gonna get condemned.
She calls him a hero. Well, today I'm a hero. Tomorrow, who knows? You might hate me.
3 girls in matching pattern dresses show up. Grandma flags them down. Hey, are those prostitutes?
I mean, who are those girls?
Golden dumpster.
Grandma runs a business out of her apartment.
Mezcal, you say?
Mezcal.
So, would you like to come in for some coffee?
Oh, no. I have to go lift weights. What?
That one is so funny.
That's like when Michelle Beadle, we were on Sports Station, and they had some clip of somebody who was complaining about something, and the tee-up was, does this guy have a point, basically, complaining about officiating or whatever. And so when we came out of the full screen, it was all of us on the set, and Michelle looks right in the camera and says, what a bitch. Then she turns around and goes, what? Like someone else had said it behind her somehow.
Awkward goodbye, dramatic music stinger. Did you guys notice that the building had the outline of a removed sign that said clams?
No.
I did not notice that.
Huh.
Now they're in blue jumpsuits with termite tents. So you mean to tell me that the sweet girl's grandmother runs a whorehouse out of the building we're about to destroy?
Feel awful doing this to Kathy.
Clip this.
I mean, this is the scene that Amin loves.
Yep.
This is the scene I love.
Hey, Mitch, you're really starting to like this Kathy, aren't you?
No.
Mitch, I know you, man. When you say no like that, you really mean yes.
What are you talking about?
Watch, I'll show you. Mitch, did you ever rob a bank?
No.
Did you ever climb Mount Everest?
No.
All right. Did you ever say that you can see why women find Sean Connery sexy?
No. Okay, so I like Kathy a little bit.
No. He likes Kathy, hates that they have to destroy this building, but they have to.
Yep.
Montage of them fucking up this building.
To AC/DC dirty deeds.
Fish in the wall, roaches in the Murphy bed.
Oh. That's a callback. I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
Wrecking doors, blowtorches, cherry bombs, and toilets. Sam drops a cherry bomb. It doesn't go off. He leans in. He reads the paper. We cut to Mitch spray painting the walls and finding a Sean Connery Bond poster that he steals. And then cut back to Artie reading the paper, smoking a cigarette. That's when the cherry bomb goes off.
Unfazed.
Comedy.
Norm goes into grandma's apartment, sees pics of Kathy. Artie breaks down the door and falls on Norm. Tent comes down, and this place sucks is painted on the building. They celebrate with beers after.
What kind of beers?
Coors Original.
Cheers to a brand new heart.
We did it, man. I can't believe it. Pops lives. Sam calls Mitch a genius. Couldn't have done it without him. Well, I couldn't have done without a big oaf to smash down all the doors like you.
Yeah. They want to go pick up their 50 grand.
But oh no, news reports position has intervened. Film noir, it's Kirkpatrick who owns the building.
Wow.
Kirkpatrick, the ass-on landlord from the beginning of the movie. He says, I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. And the way he pounded his flat palm, give it to him. Ass on.
Yeah.
Kathy's grandmother was running a sewing business out of her apartment. Cole says he'll have to level the building, wants to talk about his passion project, the Opera House. All proceeds go to benefit the unhoused gentleman.
And you know how I feel about the homeless. They're human beings, and they have no homes.
Norm and Artie march into Cole's building, stopped by security. Cole said to tell them their services will no longer be needed. They're surrounded by security guards. Norm says, I have an idea. Let's get Mr. Cole on the phone, and Artie cuts him off. A better idea. Why don't we kick every single one of your asses and then go upstairs and kick Cole's ass too? Cut to Artie going stumbling out of the building. Norm is thrown horizontally.
Violently.
Unhoused gentleman outside the building looking at them. Artie asks what they do now.
Hey, homeless guys. I'll tell you what. I'll give you $1 each if you go into this building here and run around yelling and screaming.
That's very nice, but I think what you probably need are like some psycho, out of control homeless guys.
Yeah, we're more the broken, spiritless, I've lost the will to live type homeless guys.
How about for $2?
The execution is, again, priceless. It was like, how about for $2?
Yeah.
And then you just see them going fucking crazy.
It works like a dream. Sam and Mitch walk right into the elevator. They walk right into Cole's office and demand their money.
He's plays dumb with the money, doesn't even own the building. Told you he did, but he lied. Good luck trying to prove it. Once you stop that bulldozer from leveling the old lady's house, couldn't just let you get away with it. So I figured a way for you to help me and hurt you at the same time. I guess just showed you guys a thing or two about dirty work.
He said it. He said it.
They're not leaving until they get their money. Norm gets thrown out of the building again. Artie just walks out slowly. That's so fucking funny to me.
The unhoused gentlemen are praising each other's antics. They high five over a shitting their pants joke.
Almost.
They thank Artie and Norm. A lot more fun than working for Travis Cole. Cut to Martin, the guy that got fired.
Jim Downey.
I had a life. The cars, respecting the community. Suddenly it was all taken away. I think I finally realized how far I'd sunk. One day I was at my daughter's soccer game. She lives with her mom. I was standing on the sidelines and a cop came up and asked me to move along. That's when it hit me. I'm not even a human being.
Here's your $2.
Man, it's all about the memories, man.
I laughed so hard.
Didn't he just get fired?
Yeah, it was literally like a day ago. Got to Kathy chastising Norm for the building.
How could you? You're telling me you really thought my grandma was a drug dealer?
No. I thought she was a whore. Said he made a mistake. Worst thing is they didn't get paid. He tries to explain what they need the money for. She interrupts because she thinks he only cares about the money. Wants to call the cops. Won't listen to him explain.
You're not gonna call the cops?
Have a nice life. Walks away.
Pops tells a male nurse to beat it.
Come back when you're abroad.
That's not the way you talk to a broad, you understand?
You understand? That's going in the next intro. Norm and Artie walk in. Why so glum? Didn't get the money. Mr. Sure Thing here was wrong.
Finally going to tell Sam that Pops is also Mitch's dad. Mitch asks Pop to show Sam the locket. So he rips it off of his head again. You cheated on Mom? No! She was there too. Who do you think took the picture?
Artie realizes they're brothers, says you lied to me. Norm says he wanted to tell him and Pops wouldn't let him. Artie says not to blame it on Pops. Should have just told him.
You have any idea how hard that man could squeeze a pair of balls?
Nope.
Come on, it's not a bad thing that we're brothers. For you, it's not. You got everything. You're smart. People like you. You've never had to pay for sex. Pops was the one thing that I had that you didn't. Now I don't even have that. Tells Norm to stay away from him.
Sad music as Mitch takes his popcorn machine to the office.
Great detail.
Except it's chained up by Kirkpatrick with the sign that says he owes them a punch. The frat boys pull up, mad about the cops. It's legitimately 45 minutes later in this movie. Quick, to my stepdad's pickup truck.
It's really funny and absurd because, again, Martin got fired like maybe 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
And his life has completely fallen apart. Meanwhile, the frat boys are still looking for vengeance from the ass whooping that they cut at the beginning of the movie.
It was really funny sticking the cops on us like that. Really?
Really?
I mean, I thought it was funny. He gets thrown into the golden dumpster again. Cut to Mazzetti's. Norm and Farley are having a heart-to-heart. Farley says if he ever needs anything, you can come to me. Can I stay at your place tonight?
Well, see, the thing is, I live over at the Y, as you know. I got a roommate, old Jack.
Old Jack.
Who's a little particular when it comes to strangers.
No problem. Thanks anyway.
He just got his knee drained last week.
I'll find another place.
He needed it too. That thing was getting a little bit ripe.
I get the picture. Maybe I'll sleep in my car or something.
Old Jack's an odd duck, I tell you. That's an odd duck, man. Many times I catch him staring at me sleeping, which is off-putting.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
His feet bleed.
I don't want to stay at your place.
Point taken. Point taken, Mitch.
Got to Norm sleep in his car. Guy breaks in. He's still sound asleep. He wakes up in the back. Hey, buddy, try to get some sleep back here.
Stealing the car radio.
Oh, yeah.
20th century.
Big time.
What happened to that? Why aren't car radios stolen anymore?
I genuinely think that once the faceplate was removable, it curbed radio thefts to where it is not even part of it anymore. I think that is the vaccine to the polio that was radio stealing.
My cousin said to me it's because used to be cars would come factory with a piece of shit stereo, and now almost every new car, no matter how inexpensive it is, comes with a pretty decent stereo. So there's no point in having. Remember they used to have like home of the $1 install?
Oh, yeah.
They would get you like, oh, the Pioneer sound system. Those places are gone. They don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got a decent enough stereo system now.
I like my theory better. It's more fun.
You just like saying the vaccine.
I'm anti-vax other than that.
Well, Taffer's not.
Well, Taffer has to be. He goes back to sleep, wakes up shivering. He plays the tape. Note to self, remember, no matter how bad life gets, there's always beer.
Then it turns out that he left the recorder on and has a perfect recording of Cole confessing, despite Cole not talking into the mic like Amin.
Because Cole knows what he's doing. I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
Artie's trying to bust down the security gate at Cole's building. Norm tells him he got Cole on tape, has a great plan. Artie questions it. He needs his help. He can get the $50K and save the building.
When he walks up on Artie outside of Cole's building, he's literally running face first
at the security gate,
into the gate, bouncing back,
yes,
and then doing it all over again. Norm's like, "What are you doing?" And Artie says, "I'm getting the money from Cole." Very matter of factly,
yeah,
like he was at an ATM or some shit.
Cut to the rooftop where they have their emotional connective moments.
This is reminiscent overload.
So much Remy. So much Nissan.
In fact, we get a counter reminiscent drop coming up soon. Sam apologizes for what he said. He was in shock. He asked how Mitch felt when he found out that they had the same. First, I felt a little weird. We've always been like brothers. Now it's just official. I mean, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I guess it is cool. Sam says it changes things. They get reminiscent.
Man, it's all about the memories, man.
Blood brothers in second grade.
Rusty soda can tops. Incredibly descriptive detail. It's really a bunch of trouble for nothing because we were already brothers.
Hey, you remember in 5th grade when I was under the monkey bars and I sneaked a peek at your sister's underwear? You remember that? Hey, no, I was sneaking a peek at my own sister's underwear.
That's right. Yeah, and remember in the 12th grade, you had sex with her?
Okay, enough reminiscing.
They walk into where all the displaced people from the building are. Says, listen up. In the last 2 weeks, I've been beaten up, thrown out of buildings. I've slept in my car. I spent the night in jail.
Tactical redundancy.
Artie says, yeah, and when you were in jail, those guys, the point is, not the only one screwed over, made a big mistake destroying your building. He knows how he can get it back.
Kathy wonders how.
Message.
More tactical redundancy.
It's changed. Now he's doing stuff for something else.
You are brothers. Yeah, it's a long story. My dad boned his mom. Okay, it's a short story.
It's a short story. I wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
What I'm saying is sometimes when you're doing it for someone else, it's not just revenge, it's standing up for yourself. Wants them all to stand up for themselves. Fight it back against Travis Cole.
Motivational speech and music.
Nobody says they're with him. Okay, are you with me on the assumption that if I screw up, you all get to kick my ass?
Yeah.
I'll cheer. Cut to Norm, Artie, unhoused gentleman, and the landlord outside the opera house.
Kirkpatrick. Chris Kirkpatrick, gonna get your ass kicked.
Norm promises to get the building back. Landlord punches Artie in the stomach. He believes him.
Why didn't he punch you too?
I have no idea.
Nice callback.
Jim Downey starts giving another speech, this time about his life turning around. Travis Cole is empty inside, so he has to make everyone around him empty. That's what he did to me. But I'm not empty anymore. I'm filled with something.
Woo!
Yeah! Filled with purpose. Filled with hope.
With hope.
Filled with dignity.
It's all thanks to you guys. We pan back from the zoom in. Everyone's gone. He's by himself. I fucking love that. I love the dismissive nature of his inspirational speeches.
Even the unhoused gentlemen are gone.
Yeah, everyone's gone.
It's nice.
No one wants to hear from Martin. Cut to Artie delivering opera costumes. He knocks out a security guard. They deliver experimental brownies to security, to the ushers.
Grandma Mabel.
Norm ushers in the prostitutes and the unhoused gentleman to the changing area. Pops is wheeled in, exclaiming,
Good Lord, I'm in whore heaven.
The security guards are all itchy and twitchy now. Sam wonders what they're hallucinating. Cut to the dream sequence.
Oh, boy.
It's a boxing match between Kenny Norton and Gary Coleman.
Kenny absolutely obliterates Gary with one punch.
Punches the shit out of him.
He's down. All 8 people of Eternia are there watching.
Building tenants will be serving as the ushers and ticket takers. Kathy will tell them what to do. She has no idea why she's there. Norm says, yeah, why are you here? Oh, wait, I remember. Intense physical attraction to me.
So wait, this Gary Coleman thing is seeing the future because he actually boxed Colin Quinn in 2002.
Oh, that's right.
Celebrity boxing, yeah.
Very prescient.
Man, that was a time. That was a weird time.
Paul prescient.
Chris Paul.
I want my ring, man.
Chris Sims.
The Sims.
The Simpsons.
OJ Simpson.
Oh, my t-shirt.
Future callback.
All right. The opera singer's stressed because his costume isn't there. Can't go on stage without it. Norm will track it down.
Signor Errante. I think he's Louis Pinnock.
Oh, okay.
I think he's dialing it up. I couldn't confirm.
Oh, by the way, you're a fat guy. Would you like a brownie?
Unhoused gentleman pushing through the crowd. I know, I must really smell. Plus, I farted.
Travis Cole on TV talking about the event. Proud of the proceeds going to the unhoused. He's responsible for every detail in this show.
I believe it will go down in history as the finest staging of Don Giovanni ever presented.
Unhoused gentleman going back through the crowd. Farley's about to let skunks out of a cage.
You've heard the old saying that in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king. Well, today in the land of skunks, the man with half a nose is king.
John Goodman comes out. He's the mayor.
Del Rolando Award.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. Hi.
Yeah.
Mayor Adrian Riggins wants to take a moment to recognize Travis Cole, the best friend that this city has ever had.
Waves the crowd from the balcony. Time for the opera. Woman is singing in Italian.
And here comes Pops in his nightgown and a helmet.
Whoa. Get a load of that mouth range. Come back here, baby. I'll buy you a steak.
Mountain range, I thought.
Oh.
That was a Popo's joke.
Oh, I thought it said mouth range.
What that mouth range do?
Yeah.
Mountain range makes more sense.
Come back here, baby. I'll buy you a steak. I love that.
Critic in the crowd. This is the most daring portrayal of Don Giovanni I've ever seen.
Time for Pops to climb that mountain.
Norm's on the other side of the curtain as Travis leaves his balcony box. Hey, what's up, Fruity?
Homophobia.
Says he'll be gone in a minute. Aha. You didn't count on my loyal army of prostitutes, did you? Time to relax. Watch his dirty opera.
Pops is still going on stage. He wants to take her to Vegas. You know what they say?
Let me take you to Vegas. This is so funny.
It ain't over until the fat lady checks into a cheap hotel with Pops.
Cole says Norm is ruining Don Giovanni.
Don Giovanni.
Who's that dude? The opera. You're ruining the opera. Oh, the opera.
Yeah.
We are ruining that.
I like that. He's like, what?
Farley's hyping up the skunks, going absolutely insane. Artie interrupts them, says to release them. They run out into the auditorium.
Run, fly.
Critic in the crowd. They're using skunks to hide in the atmosphere of squalor and despair. Brilliant.
Called this guy Opera Man. I can't believe they didn't cast Adam Sandler in this part.
Spunky is loose in the auditorium. Reporters and photographers are there. And it's time to show him the old blackmail.
Mitch is going to play Travis. They're recording. Note to self, making love to blow-up dolls. Not as good as advertised.
Those old ones must have been hell.
Yeah.
The old blow-up dolls, the one that was a beach ball, basically.
Yeah. Not like the ones today.
The fleshlight.
No, the whole doll.
Oh, that seems like overkill, right?
Not the whole doll.
You don't really need the whole doll, right? A fleshlight gets the job done, no?
Trust me. You need the whole doll.
Okay, I don't know why your voice just dropped several octaves there.
You know why.
It's just how I talk about dolls.
This is Zach here. You know why.
It's Zach here. Telling you, get the best sex doll you can get.
Gillette.
Gillette.
Mitch has to fast forward, cues up the right sound. Mitch extorts Travis for the $50,000, made out to Doc. Kirkpatrick comes in to punch Travis in the stomach, then sign a contract that gives back ownership of 99 Franklin. Patrick's glad he didn't have to punch Mitch in the stomach.
Nice doing business with you. You probably want to go home and enjoy a nice cold glass of Chihuahua piss or something. Gives Farthing the check. I love this fucking exchange, man. Say, what do you want to bet I don't go to my bookie?
No, you're going to go pay off your bookie and perform Pop's heart transplant.
Cole grabs a tape recorder. Aha! Note to self, stop payment on $50,000 check. Takes the tape out. throws a recorder over the railing, hits the reporter in the head. He's ruining the reel. Cole says the contract won't hold up for 10 seconds once his lawyer gets through with it. And oops, what happened to your tape?
Oh, you wrecked it. I guess I'll have to have Kathy play the one on the house PA system.
Hit it, Kathy. Note to self, remember to get ass wart cream for giant wart on my ass. A little past that. And it's back to the recording of Travis Cole. He tackles Norm off the balcony. They land on the fat lady.
You can't destroy me. I'm Travis Cole. No one destroys Travis Cole. No one makes Travis Cole bleed his own blood. No one.
Pop says, what the hell's going on here, Mitch? I don't care if you are my son. You get your own broad.
Opera Man gives a standing ovation. Bravo.
Bravo.
A cooked goose for everyone.
That dude is Twitter anytime any song comes out or whatever. Oh, no, you don't understand it. Like, what he's making, you know, the motherfuckers that will dissect lyrics too much.
Newscast position tells us Cole was arrested for fraud, tells Jenkins to put a stop payment on the check, but Jenkins is hallucinating, thinks a hot woman is asking if he's ready for crazy rough sex.
Absolutely.
And a skunk is going to town on Spunky. Skunky on Spunky.
You can see the hand moving the puppet. So it's 2 cutaways to animal sex.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Farley tracks down Mitch, has a new nose. Best $200 he ever spent.
Yo, this Trans Am, once again, the Trans Am is returned with the crazy tattoo on the hood.
T-top.
He's with the Saigon whore who bit off his nose. They're getting hitched. They're arguing about going.
Sometimes you got to remind the hen who the rooster is. Blah, 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 blah.
Farley and Saigon are arguing as they go back into the car. He calls her Yoko.
Shut your cake hole, Yoko. Women.
Broads, actually. Am I right?
He's making her angry. He mocks that he's scared to death, and we hear her bite his nose off.
Damn it.
Pop says his new heart. He's met Gladys and wants the doc to fix another part of his body. Give you a hint. It rhymes with cock. Get it? Because it's cock.
Kathy and Mitch driving together. Mitch voiceover. Sam and I got great new jobs. Pop's got his heart, and I got the girl. Oh, and Doc Farthing, he got over his gambling problem, but the bookies beat him to death anyway. So he's dead. You are dead.
You're dead.
Beep, bop, boop.
Beep, boop, beep.
That's it. Bye. Roll credits.
Oh, some post-credits bloopers.
Norm fucking up lines. Chevy can't figure out the stethoscope. Artie stuffs his mouth full with a brownie.
Don Rickles saying, how did you even get a movie?
I'll never know.
Which apparently is the extended, well, I guess we'll get it in trivia.
Well, let's get to it right now.
Okay.
Who cares if you lose the game? You got this off your chest. I mean, it's just one night of bar trivia.
Ooh. One night of bar trivia is sacrosanct to us.
Trivia sacrosanct.
It is.
Trivia is sacrosanct. Artie Lang was wary of working with Chevy Chase after having heard many stories from friends and colleagues about Chase's nastiness. But in his book, Too Fat to Fish, Lang recounted that he loved working with Chase and they became good friends. Lang also recounted that Chase warned him that MGM would force them to make the film PG-13, even though it was written and filmed as an R-rated film, and told him to fight that move. Lang, Norm, and the rest of the cast and crew did fight for the R, but the studio ultimately refused because they said there was not a large enough audience for R-rated comedies at that point. Dirty Work was ultimately moved to an earlier release date, in part to stay clear of There's Something About Mary, which became one of 1998's biggest blockbusters and revived the entire R-rated comedy genre for years to come.
In the scene where Mitch and Sam are getting berated by Mr. Hamilton, who's played by Don Rickles started ad-libbing insults. Norm Macdonald had actually written insults for him, and Don Rickles didn't like any of them. By the way, Bob Saget got in trouble with MGM after spending a week's worth of budget on shooting a day's worth of Don Rickles riffing.
That's crazy.
I love that.
How much film did he shoot?
God.
Also, Rodney Dangerfield was originally considered for that role, but they pivoted to Don Rickles because of the nature of the insults.
This movie came out a few months after Norm Macdonald was fired as the Weekend Update anchor on SNL by NBC West Coast president Don Ohlmeyer, a friend of O.J. Simpson, who took offense at Macdonald's frequent and pointed jokes about O.J.
In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's garbage. You don't get worse luck than that. It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him.
Because of this, McDonald blasted the NBC exec during talk show appearances. Ohlmeyer retaliated by banning all advertisements of this movie from NBC. After 2 weeks, when it became clear that MGM's commercials were dropped from other NBC shows besides SNL, NBC President Bob Wright decided the situation had gone too far and lifted the ban and clipped this Letterman appearance where Norm talks about getting fired from SNL.
No, you didn't get fired.
Yeah, they fired me.
No, they didn't fire you.
No, I'm serious. I talked to a guy that said I'm fired.
Fired from your television job?
From on the weekend, I do the news segment.
Yeah, the weekend update.
Yeah, and I do the jokes.
Sometimes, many times, the best part of the show.
Yeah. But it's all a matter of opinion. That's your opinion.
It's my opinion, yeah.
But then the guys that can fire me, that's not their opinion.
Now, why would they fire you?
Well,
who fired you, first of all? Let's get some names here. Let's get this on the record.
Well, I don't know the guys, because the guys I work with, like Lorne Michaels and stuff.
Did Lorne Michaels fire you?
No, he didn't. He didn't fire me.
Right.
He likes me and stuff.
Well, it's his show, isn't it?
I thought it was his show, yeah. But
well, then how can a guy come in from the outside and fire you? Somebody from ABC fired you?
No. They're NBC. What happens is, you work on the show, and then there's these guys that hang out, like, in the halls.
Yeah, we got them here. We got them here.
And they're called executives. They're NBC executives, right? Yeah. And then I'd see them. I didn't know who the hell they were, what they did, Now I know what they do. They fire me from Weekend Update. But they said that this guy, Don Ohlmeyer, who turns out to be the president.
Yeah, now I know Don Ohlmeyer, and just between you and me, he's an idiot.
Oh.
So I wouldn't take it seriously. If this guy fired you, you may still have a job. You never know. I'd wait for some paperwork.
No, I phoned him,
Oh, you had to phone in to pick up your messages from that? Oh, man.
Yeah, so I said, hey, you don't know what to say. You're like, hey, how's it going there? You're trying to talk about something else.
Yeah.
Did you have a turkey there for the thing or whatever? I don't know. And then, so he goes, oh, yeah, I'm firing you there from the show. And then I said, oh, that's not good. And then I said, why is that now? And he goes, oh, you're not funny.
Yeah.
And then I said, holy Lord, that's even worse news, He goes, no, I don't got nothing to fall back on. He's a good man.
He just fired you. What do you mean he's a good? What is wrong with you? You quisling? Stop that.
I don't know what quisling means, but... But I mean, to me, you have to be philosophical about these things. I mean, at first, when I found out, I was upset. But then, I really started to think about it, and plus I drank a lot of whiskey, and then afterwards,
the edge off it a little, I
I just thought, like that. But then the next day I sobered up and I remembered, that I still had some whiskey left.
So you went right back to it.
Yeah.
But now, Norm, far be it for me to tell you how to lead your life or your career, because Lord knows you've been very, very successful. But if the guy says to you, we don't want you on the Weekend Update, and that's like your signature piece.
Yeah.
You're kind of like the anchor man, not only of that segment, but of the entire Saturday Night Live show. If things aren't going great, they give the ball to you. You're the damn quarterback, Norm. You're the one who punches it over the goal line for pay dirt. So now, if Mr. Big Shot Cologne and Cufflinks, Don Ohlmeyer, if he says, we don't want you on the Weekend Update, adios. I'd get in a cab. Absolutely. Hit the dirt. Come on over here to CBS. We'll get you a nice show. We'll put you together a nice show for you.
All right.
You're no quisling.
I've never been called that.
Well, now, will you stay on the rest of the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I do also, other than doing an update, I do sketches, but I stink in those. So that. He thinks I'm funny in those.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the Weekend Update he doesn't think you're funny.
Yeah, he doesn't think I'm funny in Weekend Update, and God only knows. I mean, it's just a matter of opinion. He also thinks that O.J. is innocent. So.
Exactly. Don't let this pinhead push you around, for heaven's sakes.
No, he's not a pinhead. He's a fat guy.
There we go now. Come on, Norm. Let's go. Let's get a little heat on here.
No. It's funny when you don't like a guy just because he's fat, you know what I mean?
No, it has nothing to do with him being fat.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with him being fat.
You don't like it because he's a dope.
No, it's just you know what I've always said is, I've said comedy is subjective. Mm-hmm. I never really said that before.
I didn't think
I usually say whiskey is good.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Norm, you're very, very funny. You're like the strength of that franchise now.
Well, do you know any guys over there you can give a call to or anything?
Well, yeah, they're going to take a call from me. You're lucky they took your call so they could fire you. Are you kidding?
But there.
Are you getting some support from the rest of the cast members?
Well, you know, the people on the cast, like they go, you know, when you work at a place, you know, some people like you, some people hate you. But
oh yeah, you don't need to tell me that.
So, you know, people come up to you and go, oh, man, I'm sorry. And then either they're sorry or they're not sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
So how the hell do you know?
No, you don't really know. But you can tell.
Well, sometimes you can tell, like, you walk into a room and then everybody will stop talking. Mm-hmm. And then so you go, hey, were you just talking about how you were glad I got fired from the update? And then you go, no, we were talking about hats.
But now let me go back to this, and I don't want to embarrass you again, but if Lorne Michaels, the guy who created the show, the guy who's kept the show in business all these years, it's his show, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Table at Orso's, Lorne Michaels, why doesn't he step in? Why doesn't he throw himself in front of this gorilla to save your job? What's going on there?
With that?
It sounds to me like he's a quizling.
He is?
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Maybe we can get a dictionary at the break. But
you know what I'm saying? This is the guy. Didn't Lorne Michaels hire you?
Yes, he did.
Well, then who ought to be able to fire you?
Lorne Michaels,
right? So where was he? Did he fire you?
No, he didn't fire me.
But he's like your buddy, right? You're buddies with Lorne.
Yeah, he's a good man, and
now,
he's
what did he say to you?
Been very supportive of me.
Well, I guess not. What did he say to you?
He said to me, he says, he said, look, Norm, this is the deal. You know? He said, I want you to stay on as Weekend Update.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. Well, great. So you got the job back. That's good news.
On Artie Lang's stand-up special, Artie Lang, It's the Whiskey Talking, an audience member asked him to sign his DVD copy of the film. He does so and gives the fan $10, saying, you don't see Ben Affleck doing that for Gigli. Lang then mentions that the review in his hometown paper, the New York Star Ledger, said that he had, quote, all the charm of a date rapist. To which Norm Macdonald replied in a sincere attempt to cheer him up, that's a lot better than saying you look like a regular rapist.
Clip in now the comedians with cars getting coffee of Norm and Jerry.
Now, do you think Cosby's legacy will be hurt?
Yeah.
You do, huh? I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling. Most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping, and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, people go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
Howard Stern was offered a cameo appearance as Satan, but turned it down. Adam Sandler ended up with the role, and this was Chris Farley's final film appearance, and he was uncredited.
Damn.
The fitness tape Pops was watching on TV was 20-minute workout. Footage from the same tape was used in the movie Friday the 13th, final chapter. The woman in the video played Sarah Connor's friend in The Terminator. Remember when she's at the bar at the beginning of the movie?
No.
Since this was written as a buddy comedy, they were looking for a buddy for Norm Macdonald. They told him that since he was a skinny guy, his buddy should be a fat guy, because that's comedy. And so they looked at every fat guy in Hollywood, but nobody seemed to work for the role, and they're beginning to panic. One night, Norm turned on Mad TV and saw Artie Lang. He was talking to the camera as himself, not in character. Norm thought he was hilarious, that he even reminded him of John Belushi. He called producer Richard Simons, telling him he wanted Artie, and Bob agreed. But an hour later, the producer called back telling Norm that Artie had just gotten arrested for drugs in a Ronald McDonald. Norm got nervous, but the producer said it could still work, and they made sure that he stayed clean while shooting in Canada.
Some scenes from the R-rated version that were cut and or edited from the PG-13 version. The scene where Pops is watching two naked women in a porn film. When Mitch walks in the room, Pops shoos him away with the crude remark about the women. In the PG-13 version, it was the workout video. A scene where Pops brags about having worked as a, quote, stunt cock in Stag films. A scene where Mitch works as a gay phone sex provider in order to make quick cash.
Homophobia.
In the scene right before Mitch and Sam are released from jail, Mitch is scolding the jailbirds while pulling his pants up. Near the end of the rant, he says, except for the other thing. In the R-rated version, he actually said, except for the anal rape.
Yep.
However, the MPAA objected to anal rape, and the line was dubbed over.
I kind of feel like the other thing makes it funnier.
Yeah, I agree.
A scene where the frat guys find a box of donuts on their doorstep and begin to eat them. As they're eating them, they find a look at this photograph at the bottom of the box. They pick it up, and it shows Norm and Artie both naked with the donuts stacked on their erect genitals. 9 on Norm's, 6 on Artie's. They spit out the donuts.
Is that from Van Wilder?
I thought that was from Manhattan Bagel.
That was bagels, not donuts.
No, same thing.
Van Wilder is a Boston cream dog donut situation.
But there's also like a photo with like kind of stole that.
Hey, Zach, you may be wondering, like I was, Adam Sandler, why the fuck does he have to be here? Well, the summer of 1994, when they were filming Billy Madison, Adam Sandler gave his buddy Norm Macdonald a small part in the film. Adam recommended to Bob Simons, producer of both Billy Madison and Dirty Work, that they should make a starring vehicle for Norm. Thus, 3 years later, Dirty Work came out, and that's why Adam Sandler gets the pass. Also, Norm had a deal with MGM to do another movie with them called Ball Busted. But because of lackluster returns from the debut of Dirty Work, MGM pulled the plug. In Ball Busted, McDonald was to play the disgruntled chauffeur who decides to kidnap his rich employer's dog. If that sounds familiar, it's because it was subsequently picked up by Universal and later became the movie Screwed, starring Dave Chappelle and Danny DeVito.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that's groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You firing me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Louis Pinnock Accent Award. Got Senor Arante's Over the Top Italian, but I think it's Don Rickles' Problematic Arabic.
Yes, absolutely.
Bingo.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Five Horsemen.
Oh, this is no-brainer to me.
Horse?
No.
Horseman? No?
Note to self.
I had Poppy Talk, Note to Self, Hookers, or Homophobia.
Note to self. His whole shtick was always note to self. It was that on Saturday Night Live and the movie.
I know, but there are a lot of whores, though.
So many. The magazine.
You're just saying that because you didn't find anyone in Hawaii.
Well, no, also because he greets them with, okay, settle down, prostitutes.
Yes.
He says, are those prostitutes? I mean, who are those girls?
I'm pro-sex worker, so I'm not going to...
What about broads? Because Pops used the word broads so many times in this movie.
I think it's note to self, but you guys have the power to veto that if you agree.
I guess note to self works.
I would almost put hookers and homophobia together, but yeah, note to self it is.
You should have to pay double for that.
Not really.
Well.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
Michael Bean Memorial Ass On Award. Artie Lang as Sam McKenna.
The kids.
The dude who gets the pizza, the neighbor, but I think it's Hrant Alianik as Kirkpatrick, the gut-punching landlord.
I don't know, man. Artie Lang's pretty bad.
He's bad. The only time he wasn't is when he's getting whispered in his ear.
Oh, yeah, he's whispered. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Artie Lang's pretty bad in this movie.
In terms of volume, I agree Artie Lang probably deserves it. I could not believe the usage rate on Kirkpatrick the landlord down the stretch, though.
Yeah, I mean, that he comes back for a third time is insane. I'm good either way, actually. I think it's Artie Lang, but I'm cool with Kirkpatrick. Yeah, you're right. The flat fist is...
Punch your hand, Kirkpatrick. I got this. I'm definitely going to make this look natural.
Like he's bowing to his sensei.
Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award. Christopher McDonald as Travis Cole.
I think this one's a no-brainer, too.
What else you got, Zach?
Jack Warden. Pops.
Jack Warden, yeah. Look at him, mountain range.
Wonder what he said, and you just move on. This shit is on purpose.
I believed he wanted horse.
Did you believe he was a young man boxing at the beginning?
Absolutely. I also believed he was in Stag films.
As a stunt cock?
As a stunt cock.
Stunt cock is funny.
That's so funny.
Jack Warden versus Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller and Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, I could imagine them both going to a hotel in Vegas together.
Oh, yeah.
Raised in hell, climbing mountains.
I think we've seen that movie. It's called Wild Dogs? Wild Hogs?
Las Vegas?
Las Vegas is such a oof.
Future cinephobe?
You're good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
Fit you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees: Impotent Old Men and Horrors magazine, Dead Hooker live TV commercial, the disembodied voice bukkake that is the drug deal murder. Remember when you fucked your sister? Okay, enough reminiscing. Enough reminiscent. In the land of skunks, the man with half a nose is king, and Pops harassing the opera singer by saying, "Come back here, baby. I'll buy you a steak."
We thinking of Vegas.
Other nominees here.
Mezcal.
Yeah, Mezcal. Norm, both as a child and as an adult, being thrown into the golden dumpster. After all these years.
All them years.
These pictures still make me horny. I mean, whistle. What's wrong with my dad? The whole Don Rickles roast scene. You thinking what I'm thinking? No. I've got a plan.
Oh.
The jail scene coming out.
Ridiculous.
There you go. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
The frat boys running up on him and saying, "It was funny how you got to jump on those cops." Really? I thought it was funny. And finally, Ken Norton versus Gary Coleman.
What's yours, Amin?
It's funny. I think last week at the end of the episode, I said it was going to be the no scene.
No.
And I felt that way for the entirety of rewatching the movie until I remembered I completely forgotten about the prison scene.
Yeah.
It's the prison scene. The way that everyone is silent in his pants.
Yeah.
He's pulling up his pants. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest movie scenes ever.
It's perfectly executed. Yeah.
That's my pick.
Maze?
I found that scene so unfunny.
What?
Yeah, that was tone deaf as hell.
Tone deaf? It's perfect. It's perfect Norm Macdonald comedy. Comedy.
I'm going to go with, okay, enough reminiscing. Capping off that scene on the roof.
Shit, there's a lot on the board for me then. I got to go with my guy, Jim Downey. The two speeches where he's talking about being at his daughter's soccer game. Norm's just like, "Here's your $2, cuts him off. And then talking about how things have picked up. He's filled with hope and dignity, and they're gone once you pan out. I'm so tickled by those scenes. Well, Amin, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Phobe or file?
If I'm not mistaken, Zach, I filed this last week. Nothing has changed. I've seen this movie 100 million times. It is one of my all-time favorite bite-sized comedies. Less than 90 minutes. Get in, get out, make these jokes. Let's laugh. Let's have a great time. It is Norm Macdonald at his Norm Macdonald best. Artie Lang, despite being very ass-on, he is the perfect foil for a lot of these bits. And, of course, comedy legends, man. Don Rickles. And even though I hate this dude for everything he stands for, Chevy Chase, this is a strong file for me.
Maze?
First time I ever seen it. Man, it was a very long 82 minutes. I was stunned at how slow it was for a lot of it. The jokes are wildly repetitive. Horrors, homophobia, a lot of the time. I'll file it because of Norm and because I don't think Norm wants to make a normal movie in any way. So this was kind of his bucking against the system, and I can see why he didn't get many other opportunities. I think his dry delivery was the strength of a lot of the movie. I really like Christopher McDonald as a bad guy always. So it's a file, but plot was pretty horrendous. The female character was a joke. You stack this up against Half-Baked, which is the same era and kind of a similar level of production. Half-Baked is way better. Come back when you're abroad. Zach?
I feel like Amin when he gets angry when I'm agreeing with him. I cannot fucking believe that you would find this an arduous hour and 22 minutes. that it's unfunny, that the prison scene was unfunny, all this stuff, and yet you will jack it left and right to Hot Rod. It is insane to me.
Stupid ass movie.
I had a little bit of trepidation when I started the movie. Like, man, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, like probably 10 plus years, but I used to watch it all the time from like 98 to like 2000. I would watch it all the time. It was on Comedy Central a lot. Like, I just watched it all the time. And I had a little bit of trepidation, like, man, maybe it's not that funny. No, it's fucking hilarious. It was a file last week. It was a file before the episode. It was a file in the middle of the episode. It's a file at the end of the episode. It's insane. Insane that you don't find this funny. That you're just filing it because Norm's dead.
That's not what I said.
That's what it came off as.
I mean, I thought some of it was funny. It's like, oh, let's make another gay joke. Oh, you guys want to make another gay joke?
Oh, this is a Gen Z ass look at this movie.
Mr. Be Respectful himself doesn't want the homophobia taken out of movies. God damn it.
At Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, at Cinephobe Pod, at Count the Dings. Give us your plot liftoff, Lewis Pinnock Award, 5 Horsemen, ass on, ass off, golden dumpster, phobe or file, or drop in the Discord. Patreon.com/Count the Dings.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
My turn?
It is your turn, Zach, yes.
Let me double check where this movie is.
You gonna daisy chain off of prison again?
I'm gonna daisy chain into your ass. How about that?
Homophobia.
Oh, shit. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
All right, this movie is on Stars. I was a little worried it got taken off.
Well, we'll see tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, shit, that's right. I don't know. Maybe it's everywhere at this point. Maybe it's on Tubi. We don't know. I'm daisy chaining with the little word I like to call revenge. It is a dish best served cold. It's also a dish best served by sweeping the fucking leg. It's a dish best served on a silver platter, maybe a Terry silver platter. Karate Kid 3.
Cobra Kai.
I'm so excited for this. Put me down for a file.
Zach, would you say that this is in the comedic vengeance tradition?
Absolutely. Because Terry Silver's fucking hilarious in this movie.
But Zach, I thought you hate Ralph Macchio.
No, I just don't think he's as good an actor as Jaden Smith.
He's way better.
No.
This is all coming back to After Earth. Everything always boils back down to After Earth.
Sorry that I'm not a coward. You're the coward.